Yeah.
Because the dumb cunt stole my last one, so I gotta switch it up.
What? What do you mean? I didn't say it last time.
With that affectionate, affectional.
Player on player violence.
Player violence. What the
Take
fuck?
two. No. So, who would like to recap the heartbreak that was last time?
Hi, welcome to the train wreck.
Earlier this campaign,
More
isn't
or
it?
less.
Can I give the brief overview?
Go for it.
Go for it.
Go for
Sick.
it.
The party, after dealing with the traumatic events on the stairs and also in the room below, comes upstairs to find Esther in the middle of a mental breakdown. You deal with some issues. There are some revelations about her ex, a little bit about her dad, why she respects her stepdad, those sorts of things. More particularly why she's scared to go to the gathering in terms of Jade's father. And she asks Xenia and Ashta for a favor. To guard Garil and Jade as much as they physically can. Because things might not be happy. And then Fervis says he's gonna kill a guy. And the entire focus...
He's not gonna
thankfully,
kill a guy.
He wanted to kill a guy.
For a
Switches to
while,
him.
yes.
I am recounting, Fervis. Hush now.
It's character.
It's character.
And also, we
Okay.
always interrupt during not discounting,
Yeah.
recounting.
The fuck?
Yeah, get out
The
of
fuck?
here.
The fuck? But no, turns out Fervis might be seeing Elder Farron. That was the name, yeah?
Yes.
Elder Farron might be at the gathering. Fervis wants to challenge him to a trial by combat. He wants
Lay
to
him
show
the fuck
him,
out.
pretty much, he wants to show him the true meaning of pain. Esther and Fervis had a very nice moment in showing that Esther just wants to make sure, not trying to stop him, but make sure he's triple checked and knows what he's doing. The party bonds over this. And then Rosalind's friend Everett comes upstairs and goes, hey, yo, there's been a dragon attack. So, quickly snap to combat. We get the squads down here. Esther gets her kid to go back up to the castle because dragon fighting is no place for a 2-year-old. And
Could
then
that please be the tagline to this campaign?
dragon fighting is no place for a 2-year-old.
Correct.
Fervis, get out of there.
Give me a minute. I actually kind of wanted to get that as a tattoo.
No.
More than a minute.
But no, so we find that it's like all underground, so we have to kind of make our way through some difficult terrain. We get to these underground caverns, we fight some, what were they, Zephyr Weirds? There's a beholder missing his exterior skin, so a dry beholder, as he will now be affectionately known.
A holder jerky, excuse me.
No, he's got none of his skin.
Alright, holder chicken
This-
wing. But he,
No, this fucking hell.
Dry
Dry bones.
Death
He's known
tyrant.
as- No, he is known as the dry beholder, and we
dry holder.
Stop.
Would that make a regular beholder a wet beholder?
Am I wet? No, never mind.
Or
Stop
really,
it.
that would be?
We're gonna stop that one.
When I die,
Immediately.
will I be
Nope.
dry Esther? No, because we've already found that one out.
So she's already on fire. Anyways.
So we killed that. We killed this dragon. It was a really weird looking dragon too, not one that we're used to. Did we ever identify whatever the fuck it was?
Not yet.
We will get to that in this campaign, in this session, but it is known as an earth dragon.
In this
Okay,
campaign.
It is known
I'm
as
technically right.
Yeah, but that implies like somewhere down the line when we're already like in the third act.
It'll be at least 5 minutes from now.
So
Okay.
it's an earth dragon.
So
We
it
gotta
could be
find out
all
shit about that. But no, killed everything. Shit was fine. The dragon was a bit of a heavy hitter, but we had the squad, so it made it a bit easy. And then we finished the combat at 1:30 in the morning, and then we divvied up the loot. Kind of just said like all like the main items that we found, but we didn't really get into the RP of it, which is where we are now. Did I miss anything?
No.
I would argue that the dry beholder was also a heavy hitter, but other than that, no.
No, the dry beholder was a heavy hitter. I'm more so saying
Like, he
because
almost
Fervis-
killed Rosalind.
Okay, I know,
Almost
but I'm
killed
saying more so because Fervis got his shit rocked.
Fair. That's
Dead.
fair.
Dead.
That was why, because every like hit was hitting him, and like Rosalind was kind of moving about. You know,
I'm so sad I didn't get that recharge on that dragon's ability. It's so
no,
fun.
fuck
I
you.
didn't get hit.
You.
Yeah, Xenia was fine.
0 damage taken.
Xenia
What?
played general and healer, and it was perfect.
Yep.
All right,
Can you
let's
tell
go,
that-
boys.
that Ty is a mercy main. Anyways,
Diva man.
I'm joking. I'm joking. So, as we begin the end of session of last time, or the beginning of session, sorry, you guys are kind of standing there catching your breath after slaying the beholder. Jesus Christ, Evan. The beholder and the dragon.
Okay.
And laying in the ground in front of you is the skull and empty and lightless of the Death Tyrant, as well as the shed scales and crumbled body of the Earth Dragon. The Zephyr Weirds, as mentioned before, have dispersed into voltage into the air.
Can I check
And
it
are...
out? Good.
Sorry?
Nah, go ahead.
And you guys are free to move about. Shit, I archived the map. So we're gonna pretend like we're on the map.
Okay. I have-
Extra would like to do a quick ping, make sure there's no X in the area.
Go for it. If you would like to fly around and do so, go ahead and roll either investigation or a perception check. Or if you want to do one around you, you just automatically succeed the area around you.
He'll do a quick go around, checking for other stuff too, make sure nothing's about to go after us.
Sure. Give me a check of whatever.
Perception.
Okay. You don't sense any icks. There is one central chamber that was kind of that blocked off door that you guys heard earlier that you can't get into by just pushing open doors right now.
Mhm.
But at the very least, you don't detect anything through the kind of X radar you have, and you're relatively sure you covered most of that internal room. Jesus
What
Christ.
the hell is that?
I have a window that is plastic, and it is windy.
Conrad.
That's just how it be.
Terrible, thank you.
Awful, thank you.
Considering the
Thanks,
door.
I hate.
That
If
is
I
the cost of having air conditioning.
Hey, Conrad.
Yes.
Considering the door, can I put the possible bomb in front of the door and see how well that works out?
Yeah, you can.
We are underground.
We are underground, yeah.
This was made at 3rd level, guys.
It's possible,
Explosives
though.
are explosives.
There's a question mark.
Purvis has been rolling bombs this entire fight!
And his are specially made to not damage things that they aren't
Yes.
supposed to.
But we'll
They're
try
not-
it.
Technically, that's not true.
Guys,
But they
They're
are
not-
I wanna
mostly
try it.
venom as opposed to concussion.
Venom
Yeah.
and fire, they're not,
if
you know,
it helps. I've got a
actual impact
squad
bombs.
of dwarves who do a lot of tinkering, who can crowd around
Yeah.
Esther, talk with Esther, confirm with Esther, the DM.
Now, I will ask first, Esther, do you confer with the party or do you just put the bomb in front of the door?
Just gonna put the bomb in front of the door. She
Yeah.
No, what the fuck?
She is allowed to as a character, guys.
Yes.
I was
Does
gonna
any,
say.
do any of us notice this? I saw
I
Ash
don't.
is out.
character.
Ash is out looking around. Ty says Xenia does not. Yeah,
I
so
don't.
you go ahead, light the bomb. Go ahead and roll a D100, Sky.
Oh my god.
Let it happen.
You
Yep.
gremlin.
Sometimes
15.
we need to do these things.
Uh-oh.
Look at
So-
you, chaotic blonde. Na, na, na,
So-
na.
You pull the pin, roll it in front of the door. Wait for a moment. Wait. Doesn't seem to be a reaction.
Can I shoot it with my wrist crossbow?
Oh no.
Go for it. Make an attack roll. AC
Yeah,
of, I'll say
buddy.
15.
No. Fuck.
Just in the background,
No.
there's Rosalind. Is everybody alright?
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
As there is a loud but rather small explosion. Esther, go ahead and roll me a deck save.
Oh. Okay.
I don't think so.
Nope.
You take. It's rolling slow. You take 1 piercing damage as a piece of shrapnel flies towards you.
One
This is
stupid
running
damage.
towards the explosion.
But as the smoke clears and everyone kind of fucking runs over to there, it seems the door is now open.
Esther calls inside!
Alright, it's a, you don't need to crawl, it's like a 8-9 foot tall doorway. Actually, probably close to 11, but, yeah, you step through the doorway, you go in, and you are visually assaulted. Like, your eyes are assaulted. Your senses are assaulted. There we go. By this iridescent horde that is clearly a mix and match of two different dragons' hordes. Or sorry, two different creatures' hordes. A lot of them are halfway embedded in the ground. In the walls, in these like clear shards of crystal that seem to have grown around them. And these twisting spirals of rock that are seem to protect them, little cages protect magic items held on display around this hexagonal chamber. Hexagonal? Hexagonal chamber. As well, there's this macabre display of dozens and dozens of skeletons in various poses, showing off magic items like they're heroes, like they're being beaten with them, killed with them, displaying them at wealth. All very intentionally placed. These did not happen on their own. As well, the entire floor is just covered in leftover gems and gold that was not part of this display. Almost like a carpet 3 inches deep.
Asha tears down the hallway and gets there. What the hell happened?
I opened the door.
What? You just walked in?
Congratulations.
An explosion in an enclosed area with no...
Yeah, it was fine. Look at it. Door's open.
I opened the door. It was great. I finally got
Also,
rid
the
of that bomb.
dwarves kind of shrugged, just like, yeah, it's basically just dynamite.
Wait, she blew up the door.
She did. What do you think that was?
Was that?
The
Yes.
bomb!
The bomb!
Can we talk to each other before we do things?
He just reaches out for a high five.
Esther gives a high five.
You get a pat on the shoulder from one of your squad, Ashton, and just goes,
Asha knocks it away. It's like, don't
it's from
patronize me.
it's from one of your squad, just be
Yeah,
like,
then he would know to not take it personally.
he just like pats it on the shoulder, like, you can't control them.
He knocks the hand away. Controlling there's doing a job.
The job's done! We're dwarves, we
It's
survive.
done when we're back home.
Been a while then. You're fine.
He gives a glance. You want more push-ups?
Xenia like whistles over to Asha, just like look over at me, Asha,
Glances
and
over.
just like does a little bit of a chill movement.
Where the heck is the party loot?
Rolls his eyes
already
and-
written it.
and trudges
No, I
forward
wanna see it.
into the horde, allowing himself to get hit before anyone else, or whatever traps there are.
Yeah, there's nothing. It was like a 4-foot long hallway. But it is a display of wealth of monstrous proportions.
Fergus is
Can-
looking for any potions.
Can Esther get drawn towards the ropes?
Yeah, go for it. You guys find all this in various states of display. None of this is hidden. It's just a matter of like basically mining it all out.
How many bags of holding do we have?
I think 3.
3.
Enough.
Make sure that we find
Fergus
everything
has
on
one.
Orzer's list separately.
Yep.
And given time, you guys will find it as you eventually find it mounted in one skeleton's teeth, as he's being kind of like, it looks almost like it's getting its hair pulled by the skeleton behind it, and its like throat being slit at the same time.
Whoever did this was
Had a lot of
really
time
good
on
at
their
it.
hands.
Asha is casing the entire place, checking for traps.
Go ahead and roll me an investigation check. Okay. It seems the major trap was the people protecting it, and you know normally that getting here in the first place would have been a trap through the tunnels. Just as a ranger, you're able to avoid a lot of that.
Mm-hmm. He still gives everything a check before someone goes to it.
Xenia,
Yo.
I know you and your squads are probably going to do this, but I do have a request. May
Yes.
I please have the eye of the Death Tyrant?
Can I get the other eye?
There's only one
There's
eye.
only one eye.
I don't think it has an eye.
Xenia's, as I said before session, dumb.
I mean, you saw it though. Well, actually, you didn't.
I didn't.
No, Xenia didn't see it.
There's one eye.
No, it only has one eye.
A holder.
I would like to study it, if that's okay.
Is the image accurate, Conrad?
To a degree.
It doesn't have any eyes.
Conrad,
You guys
does it
haven't
have
got a
eyes?
close. You guys haven't got a
We
close
can-
look at it yet.
We
I
can
actually
look
got up
closer.
close to it.
I mean, like the dead version. The inside was filled with magic beforehand.
Wait, I saw it. I hit it with a thing. Well, never mind. I still say that anyway.
Hey, you killed it.
Yeah, I did.
Killed
Yeah,
it.
never mind.
Okay,
Yeah, so,
then we're-
so go ahead and once you guys get to the Death Tyrant's form, it doesn't have an eye necessarily. It has an eye socket. What it does seem to have, though, is on the kind of back of the eye socket where normally you'd have the retinal nerve, you have a singular gem sitting there, pulsing with this red light.
I want.
Ooh, you want that?
Yes.
Okay. Roslyn Squad, my boys. Let's try this out.
Okay, you're gonna go and try to pry it out?
Yes.
Alright, go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check. With the assistance of the squads with advantage.
Okay. And I'm using guidance.
Alright, go for it.
18.
Alright, roll me a constitution saving throw.
Woo!
Oh.
Woo!
Alright, so you fail that.
Woo!
So Xenia, you immediately
Yeah.
are going to take
Uh-huh. I didn't take damage, you guys, I'm fine.
that much
Holy
necrotic damage.
shit!
Still okay?
I didn't take any damage.
Okay.
Very right.
Good.
I'm checking my resistances and shit.
But did you
No.
get the gem out? Is the question.
It probably
get there.
shattered. It was probably a death burst. That looked like a death burst. I don't know how to do subtraction. 71
How do you
minus
do reverse
54.
math?
71 minus 54.
27? No. 17? 17.
We're all gonna die here.
You're just gonna leave yourself and just go.
Alright, and for the time being, your maximum health is reduced by that amount too.
Hot.
What happened?
Ouch.
That being said, hold on. Roll a strength check to see if you manage to dislodge the gem or not now.
Okay. Do I
Because you
have
managed to
advantage?
get underneath it and loosen it. So,
Okay.
yes, you won't have advantage from the squads because they are not touching that thing right now.
Okay. Can I
But you
still
can do
hold it?
guidance if you'd like. Yeah.
18.
DC was 15. Okay. Yeah, you wrench the gem out of its socket and you see the light dim immediately.
Does that just see this?
You see a flash of red and a like probably because it's this. You see like a narrowing of Xena's features briefly as the life is briefly drawn out
He
of it.
knows. I would assume he knows necrotic damage when he sees it.
It comes in different forms, but in this case, yeah.
Okay.
Xenia,
Then-
set it down.
You said you wanted it.
I know, set it down on the floor.
Okay.
Xenia, if you want to, put 20 points back on your health.
Can't.
I can't. My max is reduced by that right now.
I am stopping you taking the damage in the first place.
Oh.
Okay.
Conrad told me to wait, so I waited.
I wanted to
Okay.
get the details of the check down first, just to have it written.
Thank you.
Alright.
And then Astra subsequently backhands the soldier he was just talking to and see, we're not done.
There's a difference between grabbing the eye out of a dead undead beholder.
Yeah, and you saw who we're working with, so we're not done. And he
Just
goes
We're
off somewhere else.
fine.
Oh my
Just like
gosh.
the thought to the Ravenclaw, just like, was that death?
No form. Undeath. Withering. Decay.
Why?
Well, decay exists as an excellent form of life, you know.
Not. Oh, I killed it. You're happy.
I am.
Oh, great and mighty Raven Queen was that death itself? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I-
my lady.
Could I wrap it in a piece of cloth just so I don't have to touch it?
I mean, it's in Xenia's hand right now, but...
No, I told Xenia to set it on the ground.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you could. Pretty comfortably. It's
Alright.
small. It's maybe the size of like the palm of your hand.
Okay, she's going to wrap it, bind it, make sure it's secured tight, and then place it in her own backpack so it doesn't go in the bag of holding because it's magic and I don't trust it.
Gotta get that shit some lead.
So
Well-
go ahead and add Death Tyrant gem.
Nice.
Is there anything else on that thing that's able to be carved, or should I focus on the dragon?
Not so much carved and pried out. It is all bone.
I want to
You don't know what's in. You don't know what's inside the cranial cavity.
Mhm.
But it is one large piece of bone as well as a lower jaw, which is separate.
Ooh.
Did you make a helmet out of its skull?
I
It's
wanna
like 10 feet big.
I was gonna say, we can't
let's
maybe
yep.
you're giant.
Zinya's just gonna like grab some. Do any of the dwarves have something that's like chiseling shit?
Yes, the dwarves.
Yeah, just be like, can we chisel just like a circle on the top so we can just open it up like a lid?
They kind of look at it and say, "Sure. Maybe do you want to go through the hole where the gem was first? Maybe don't have to widen it as much that way."
Yeah. See if like pop it open.
Can you make
Sure.
a bathtub out of its skull?
Good.
That's sexy. See, just like that's sexy. I like that idea.
Is that not the bones of a beast of death?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
bathe in death, Ashta. How sick is that?
You don't. You remember
There's
that
like-
when that happened last time?
Most of the dwarves are giving an incredulous look. Two of Rawson's squad are kind of nodding along. Yeah, I'm with her.
Esther,
Thank
take like
you!
take like 2 deep breaths.
The heck?
Just like 2.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the skull.
No.
Go ahead and give me a survival check too.
There's a quick feint over Esther, just like, remember the last time you dealt with necrotic magic?
There's a twitch in Esther's shoulders, and she does not respond. You struck a nerve.
It's 23. Okay, so you can burrow into the skull without too much damage. You pretty much just widen the hole. Enough to look through it properly and get a light in there. In the side is this nebulous. You hesitate to call it a structure, as it seems almost like mist, but with like this like weave going through it, connecting it to the walls of the cranium.
I don't know what the fuck this could be.
Can I roll either Arcana or Nature, considering background and magic of that kind of kind?
Sure, both of you go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
Okay, guidance okay?
Yeah, I'd say you have a chance to look at this. You can actually give guidance to Esther too if you'd like.
Xena's gonna go. I don't know. I need
Do
it.
I have guidance, Xenia?
Could I have given it to her as well?
Yeah, basically as you make room for her to pass through, you can tap her on the shoulder.
24!
That was wrong.
24. Okay, you have a concept. I will get to that moment first. I do like the idea though. You have a vague idea. You couldn't say without a bit more research. But this... You know enough about beholders to know that their power comes from their dreams. Their dreams become reality, and they are paranoid creatures. That doesn't change for Death Tyrants. They are still beholders of some kind. So it's possible that this is what equivalents to what controls their magic instead of a brain. It's possible it's like concentrated, conflagrated brain. It's also possible that it's just a strange structure that they dreamed up of what their brain would look like.
Like seeping out, or is it in there?
No, it's like holding the walls together on the inside of the cranium.
What happens if you poke it with an instrument? Not put your hand in it, but poke it with an
You
instrument.
would have to stick your hand through the hole to reach it. But you could probably comfortably touch it with an instrument without touching it with your hand if you'd like.
Okay.
You do so, and as soon as it like touches something, it snaps one of the weaves. Just that one kind of strand.
We need to contain this.
I
want
want to see if I can disconnect it from the skull.
That's gonna be really difficult and something we should probably do back on the island because I really have ideas for this.
Only if I'm allowed to help.
Oh, and Xenia's gonna just feign what they're thinking and I'm gonna message you.
Message it to me as well, 'cause I'm curious.
I just did.
Okay. Message it to Esther as well then.
Alright, we'll save it then. In that case...
Oh, that's hilarious. I love that.
Oh, yeah, I'm so down. In that case, I do have one request then, on top of this.
Uh-huh.
The dragon.
Yes.
I want to be there when you disassemble it.
You just like, when it's like, I want to, and Xenia just sort of tenses up and they're just like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Why?
I thought you said you wanted to do it, and I got a little protective.
No, that's your territory.
Right.
But if I do see something that interests I would like to say that I would like to put an offer up for it.
I could teach you.
Really?
How's your carving skills? You ever carved turkey?
I've carved a lot of things,
It's completely different from any of them.
and I'm glad to learn. I'm decent enough in my hands.
Well, it's not your hands, it's the knowledge of it. Basically, what's your survival?
+2.
We can work with it.
All right, let's go. Let's go do dragon.
Maybe we could probably bring it up. It takes like an hour or two, sometimes a day, depending on the size. Based on sizing, how long would Xenia know this dragon would take?
You'd have to open up the inside to get a good guess, but it's gonna take at least like an 8-hour session to get the like proper centerline dissection done and take a look at the organs, and from there you'd have to guess, like separating out the different limbs and all that.
You want to get at least it done nicely? I need a day or two. So we can start when we get back up there. But when the meetings and all that stuff start, I probably, for spending the night on the castle, spend my mornings doing that. But you may not be awake.
You'd be surprised.
Well, we gotta start maneuvering a dragon out of here. And that Ashton just back of the head.
There's just a walk by with a hand out and he gets in the side of the head anyways. Good enough.
Rosalind,
Yes?
could you cast levitate?
Only on myself. I can't cast it on anybody else.
Hey, Conrad, how heavy is this dragon?
How do you try to go about measuring it?
Yes.
Is it over 500 pounds?
Probably. You don't know. You haven't tried to lift a shed
Okay.
earth dragon before.
Comparably to the other dragons we've dealt with, adding pounds because it is an earth dragon. Is it the size of like the brass dragon we fought, or much bigger?
The brass
Smaller?
dragon was adult, right?
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was adult, it's roughly the same size. A touch taller at the shoulder as opposed to longer. That thing was easily over 1,000 pounds. Easy. Like a horse is 1,000 pounds. This thing is like
Did we get that
6
out
or
of
8
the
horses
core? How did we get that to Darren Core?
with a lot of dwarves.
We need a lot
We
of
have an
doors.
app right now.
Out of curiosity, telekinetic platform, it doesn't require concentration. If I cast that 4 times, can I maneuver them all at once?
That sounds like a
That's
spell that would stop itself if you cast it again.
Look, click spell for me.
It remains for the duration. It's an hour.
Yeah, nothing says it can't.
Interesting.
Alright, if I can cast that 4 times, then 500 times 4, that's 2,000 pounds at least that the dwarves don't have to carry.
I'm gonna say we need to get it out of the cave first because it can't cross an elevation change of 10 feet or more.
Yeah, once you get it out of the cave systems, that would help. Actually, once you get it out of this main cave structure, you could probably get it out. But again, it could at least help.
Alrighty, well then let me know whenever you want me to cast that and
Yeah.
I'll expend those spell slots.
Just expend 4 slots for it. I'll say it basically halves the amount of time it takes you guys to get it out. I'm not going to bog
Okay.
you down with the details of it.
We should probably do that once we start leaving. Let's go see what the others are up to. Wait, Rosalind, Judy, healing.
What?
Healing.
And she looks down at herself, very singed and probably a little bit sickly and wavery, and she's currently
It's a-
like helping tally up the gold and figure out if there's any items that are like accounted for. She's making lists.
Roll me the equivalent of a concentration check real fast, just out of curiosity.
Yay.
You pull an abacus out of the Feywild.
Institution. Oh, should not be an advantage. That's 10.
10? Yeah, you're holding it together. You're not about to pass out. You feel like you would pretty easily.
Bloody and
But it's more than once that the dwarves have to kind of correct your counting when you say just a completely off number.
I want a
That
little
was
bit of healing.
Yeah, that was a powerful blow you took.
Yep. Though I did forget, I do still have like I actually have more health than I thought because the way I do my amulet of health increase is I add it as a little bonus in the upper corner, so if I ever lose it, I'm not recalculating my health.
Fair.
So I actually do have 49 more health than I thought.
Okay, then you're doing a bit better than that, but
Yeah.
the health would still be very appreciated.
Yes.
Because that was a disintegrate you got hit with. Like, your clothes are intact enough to protect your modesty. The same can't be said for the skin on your torso. You are really badly hurt.
Raw.
He's
Yeah.
gonna
Moving
like-
hurts.
grab her by the shoulders,
Ow!
pull her. There's a slight gentle.
No more ow.
Yeah. It's the owl of a needle giving you a wonderful, wonderful vaccine.
The ow was just because the initial contact.
Yeah, we're okay. Feeling
Watches
that
the
before. Just yell. I didn't get hurt, and I feel kind of bad.
Thank you.
well now. But yeah, the skin kind of knits back together. The clothes with some mending magic will heal itself.
Out of character, maybe a quick identify just in case.
A quick one.
Identify on everyone.
Alright.
I
And Ashley, your
can-
investigation check.
You know what? If we're worried about magic on people, I can just run around with detect magic. It's not the same as identify. I'm gonna see a lot of magic items, but
Honestly, I'd recommend you do that anyway, just in case there's anything we miss.
yeah.
I can go around with the spell magic afterwards.
Lingering effects, there's obviously the one on Xenia. Trying to think. Yeah, other than that, the dwarves have some lingering healing magic as they're all kind of getting patched up by Xenia squads. But otherwise, just the kind of standard array. Doesn't seem to be any long-term magic other than just the general area effects around here, which have to do with messing with terrain and the layer effects of new creatures.
Does Rosalind get a feel for the portal at all?
Absolutely not if it's 5 feet below dirt.
Yeah.
My thing
I could
gets cut
find-
off by 3, so I'm gonna actually be like, Ashta, didn't you say there was a portal? Is it further away?
It's at least 5 feet.
5 feet where? Oh,
Points down.
underground.
Ashta, 3 investigations, it does not seem to be any sort of secret passage.
Hey dwarves, you got pickaxes?
There is, you can almost hear, like, a bunch of grins and as they all like pull out pickaxes, shovels, specially shaped ones. They'll have their own family pickaxes.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're
And I say, what do you need, boss?
Yep, he goes, down here, be careful, roughly, you go roughly 3 feet.
Diggy Diggy Hole is precisely correct.
Yes.
Yeah, they make quick work. By now, they all have enchanted pickaxes just by the virtue of
By
living near
virtue,
Rosalind
yeah.
squads.
Yeah.
Rosalind squads, by the way, come in with a bunch of like different kind of acids that only dissolve certain types of dirt just to make it easier, so they can just shovel it out.
Can
Like
I-
it takes like 15 minutes.
Can I imagine that somebody has like a gear or crank powered like the equivalent of a drill? They just
Yeah,
start going
probably.
zzzz straight
3 of them walk over with like 6 pickaxes on like a chain, and like 2 gears that just like chainsaw through stone. It is, of course, from Rosalind squad.
Alright, okay, so with the 3 feet down, is Rosalind able to see through the 2 feet, the portal? It's magic.
You can detect portalic magic, yeah.
Okay.
Alright, I believe that you don't need to see a thing, you just need to be aware of the magical effect within range for Dispel Magic, and Dispel Magic is what the planar wand is based on.
Yes, so do you have the wand clickable, or?
I don't think I
That's
do.
okay, I'll try and find it.
I'm just aware I have it.
Treat as if casting Dispel Magic, however, if used on a planar creature or object, has advantage on any rolls it has to make. Can be used once a day, creates portal gems of magic size equivalent to the size of the portal.
Okay, in that case, go ahead and roll me a... who's using it, first of all?
Rosalind, I think?
Rosalind has been the one who's had it most of the time because Rosalind usually had the higher spell casting modifier.
Sure.
Or guidance.
Yep. Advantage, guidance, charisma check. Go for it.
Alright. Oh, unusually bad. 16.
You don't find any noticeable effect of this.
I don't think I caught anything.
That can't stay there. Should come back tomorrow.
Just leave it buried?
What else do we do?
Alright. I
Can
suppose
Ashta-
while everybody
There are other ways to close portals.
Yeah. Would Ashton know a feasible one for Earth Portal?
Go ahead and make your you have perception with single proficiency, right?
Yes, but it's a +1.
Okay, make one of those with advantage. I'll just subtract the one. And then
I'll just do an insight then.
Okay, sure. Put a blanket over it. And I assume Xenia can tap a quick guidance if you'd like.
Yo, portal, smack in the nose.
27.
Okay. Dispel magic is the kind of tried and true way. But as well, every portal gets energy from one side or the other. If it's on this side, you could affect it. Usually there's something that's kind of controlling it, or feeding magic off of it. One of the two. There's always just trying your planar warrior. You've done it before where you've closed portals with that.
Yep. Yeah, but that's a kind of unga bunga solution.
Yes, I'm giving you the options.
Yeah.
Ingo bingo.
Wingo. No. Poyo. There's
Hanyo.
Oh, magic.
there is always just kind of, as you put it, ungo bungo way, where you can just kind of try to force magic through stuff. Any kind of magic cancellation. You have spellcaster with dispel magic. Counterspell has a
head
chance
with a
to work.
magical stick.
Yeah, kind of. Counterspell has a chance to work. It's harder, but also if you just kind of collapse the structure that's holding it together, whether that be magical or physical, it will have an effect.
We could do it, but is he on that insight? As he insights the portal, does it seem immediately like damaging?
It is a stable portal, so no.
Okay.
It is having effects on the area, but if you
Those
had to
effects
gather,
are kind of already there.
yeah, if you had to guess just based off the checks you made here, this portal might actually be helping with the structural integrity around here.
Okay. Yeah.
It's more likely that the structural integrity was being broken by the fact that there was a fucking death tyrant around here, and that they were probably digging a shitload of tunnels with disintegration magic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So though, he just
Yeah.
looks at it like, okay, maybe we should wait for that, but also, if we could, I wouldn't mind getting another one of those gems. We need to look into those things.
So this one needs to stay where she is.
For now. Also, I think it's helping keep the ceiling up.
She needs to stay where she is. Why don't we just put a blanket over it, get the shit we need, and deal with it if it becomes an issue?
As long as it's not that kind of magical blanket, you can't put a portal on a portal.
No, it's just like a camp, just like a camp, like a sleeping bag.
Sure.
The dwarves kind of like tap you on the shoulder and just be like, "Can we go dig out all the magic items now?"
Right, some of them are in the walls. Carefully, I don't need to tell you that. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
You're telling
the
a dwarf how to dig.
crystals. The crystals that surround everything. Can Esther harvest some of those?
There, I was gonna say, as the dwarves mine, there will be a myriad of ones that you can do. None of them are particularly big. It's like crystal structures.
That's okay.
Yeah, like as they dig, the rubble will be these crystals. Like no problem there.
You ever see that video of like the mass of ducks going out of the farm door? I imagine that in dwarves going around Esther's legs of just like, hey, dig those out for us.
I was thinking Through the Fire of the Flames as played with a corn chip as a guitar pick. Kind of like that. Which, by the way, great video.
So out of curiosity, how many pounds of crystals can I take?
Roll me a D100.
We'll be right back.
There's about 430 pounds of crystals there.
Dear
How much you can
God.
take is up to how much you can lift. Which right now is a shitload of the belt.
Okay, you know what? Y'all are gonna have to deal with only 3 platforms because I'm taking 430 pounds of crystal.
You could just cast another platform.
I only have first level spell slots. Oh yeah,
You can
I
upcast it. Doesn't do anything, but you know.
430 lbs of crystals.
Yeah, so just call them for now Earth Crystals.
Oh, they have a cool name too.
It's a temporary name, but yes.
So we know where we got them.
Look at you, fucking gremlin child. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Jesus.
You're a wizard, not a bard.
She's a wizard, Harry.
Alright,
Who's
I'll
Harry?
cast that at
And
second
Ash
level.
is a
then.
hairy wizard.
What?
Alright.
Huh?
But given an hour or so's time and a bunch of dwarves and crazy bullshit,
Yeah.
you guys have effectively gathered the horde, gotten the two corpses in a way that are transportable given time, and as far as you can tell, gathered everything.
Yeah. Ferv's still just.
Fervus, go ahead and give me a alchemy check.
Okay, give me a sec. Ugh. Yeah. I'm just looking at my stuff to see.
I gotta know what a Death Tyrant's skull looks like. Fuck.
Okay, yeah. Never
Yeah,
mind.
so this isn't an identification, this is details you're getting here.
Yeah, alchemy check, right?
Yep.
23. That was not meant to be a disadvantage.
But that's okay, still 23.
Yeah.
So, looking through the contents of the potion and just theorizing with your general alchemical knowledge, you would need a larger lab and a lot more time to get further details. But whatever the fuck made this potion, did not use normal alchemical means. It's very possible this potion was dreamed up by this Death Tyrant. As the ingredients, things like a cow's udders, for some reason, for an invulnerability potions. Like, it's ridiculous. There's no reason they should be using these kind of ingredients.
It's like they took like 1,000 more steps and yet got to it. Like
Yeah.
he fucked up making bread and made a thing of gold.
Yeah, kind of. It's you're not too far off in saying they kind of put like a pate into the oven and came out with a new oven. Like it just doesn't make sense.
How?
Who the fuck puts a pate into an oven?
Precisely.
Exactly. He's just sort of looking there, dumbfounded, like, oh, fuck. Just an entire potion of invulnerability goes into the potion of invulnerability.
Hello, baby. Oh, my honey.
That's probably how he did. He's like, okay, add a cow's udder, add this random potion I found, and it was a potion of invulnerability.
Honestly, that genuinely wouldn't surprise you, Fervus. But you have a feeling that with further notes, something could be done with this.
Something can be done with this, and it's to be used in the rite of combat.
That is, to be fair, that would take significantly less time, but technically that is also an option.
He's like running through like whether he should like keep it and study it and make something out of it.
Yep.
Whether it's an invulnerability potion or not.
Oh, it's definitely a vulnerability potion.
Yeah, no, but like whether what he creates will be the same thing.
I'll tell you straight out, you know that that is not going to be
No.
reasonable.
No.
It is a very difficult potion to make in any situation. It kind of breaks that. It's one of those things where, you know, that rule I told you about, where it's
Yeah,
cannot-
Mordecai's conundrum, yeah.
Yeah. one part of the rule is unless you use very rare items.
Yeah.
This is one of those.
Yeah.
So, making it with your standard concoctions, not reasonable in the slightest.
Not
That being said, learning a recipe that's more feasible, you have ungodly intelligence and fame. It is possible. It would take a lot of time, though.
Is it possible for me to get enough dosage out of it to be able to study it, but still also have a dose to use?
You could study it until you use it.
Ugh, shit.
I don't know how shit works.
So, with that, you all can start moving, though. Gathering the things and trek through the cavern a little more, led by Ashdez. He effectively negates a lot of the traps. Which, by the way, as a DM, at low levels, that's annoying. At high levels, when I just want to make some combat, love that ability.
Yeah.
And you reach the surface. It takes about 2 hours of travel. By now, it's nearing sunset, maybe a half hour away. And you see Narukaka overhead kind of wave to you guys, and you know it's basically confirmation that you guys are still alive and successful. As you wave up, He'll fly his way down. This is one of the basically not like a kind of an employee of Everett. And he kind of settles down and says, "So, success? Yes.
I suppose so. Yes.
Is that the corpse?
Yes.
Oh, smaller than I thought. Oh well. So what's that giant skull?
It was the other thing that was in the cave. Apparently, they were cohabitating.
They were roommates.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
roommates.
Thank you.
Seems like a strange relationship, but I suppose I can't judge.
Dragon may talk of it being its. Did it say master?
It said master, not in reference to any one person.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yes.
that was the relationship.
Well,
May reference to a master.
well, I fear whatever can command a dragon of that size. But
Why did you think it would be bigger?
well, it dealt so much damage. It's just, like it's big, but it's 3 horses long, maybe 2.
It
Yeah,
hits like a
pretty-
truck.
It's like a dragon. What's a truck?
It's fucking.
Wagon. Very
Jesus
fast
Christ.
wagon.
Well, just I don't know. I always hear monumental dragons the size of cities and the size of. I guess it is the size of a house. Well, one of your normal houses, not one of the tree houses. Oh, by the way, your castle buddies. I tried to come talk to them, and they didn't seem particularly pleased. I think they're waiting for you, though.
Let's get this back up then.
Sure. Should I tell Master Everett that you'll be seeing him today, or will it be a thing to rest first?
I think we may need to rest. That seems
Sure.
wisest.
Right. Sure thing.
That's a-
Well,
Throw an insight real quick.
yeah, go for it.
Just on the the statement of your friends didn't seem happy to see me.
Yeah, go for it.
It's Bo in disguise.
Sometimes something is actually going to be bow in disguise.
Yeah, that's why I need to check.
You know that if they're not warned ahead of time, anyone approaching the island is not very friendly greeted.
hmm
Especially when you guys aren't on the castle.
And that
Basically,
seems
this
to
is
be the start and the end of it to this guy.
It's reasonable. He doesn't. You've met this guy before. He's a flying aircraft. He acts as a scout. He watches over, just to see if there's threats around here, especially when the dragon came out. You can't imagine he was doing anything particularly untoward.
Okay. Yep, that was the main wonder.
But
Alright.
you kind of says, "Well, I'll send him word of your survival and success, and I dearly hope you guys aren't illusions. So, have a good day." He takes off and begins flying back towards Isolde. So, you guys are resting about a mile beneath your castle. Corpses in tow.
And Trevor.
You wish- And what do you wish to do?
Call up the fucking platforms, brother.
Alright. Call him down. The Rose and the apprentice kind of both fly down and just say,
It
"Big load?"
may take a few trips.
It seems like it. Let's get the cargo up first with 1 or 2 of you to watch and leave the rest down here to keep track.
Yes.
Someone keep an eye on Furs, not Furs, damn it, Pyrrhus up there.
Esther,
Oh,
yeah.
Virginia, if you'd like to go with the cargo, get it to your liking.
Oh, that reminds me. Esther,
Yes.
here from Rose. Not a thing to panic about, Issa showed me, but apparently, daughter is weird.
I
Again,
know this.
nothing to be worried about. She's not injured or anything, but she's acting weird apparently.
Acting weird. Can I come up, please, with you? First load?
Yeah, sure. Hop on with the skull, I think. Xena, do you want to take care of the dragon?
Yep.
Alright, hop on. You 3, we'll be back down soon. Just keep an eye out if there's any big danger. Yell up, faint up to one of the not faint up. Yell up to one of the 5 birds or communicate with them, however the fuck you guys do it.
Hmm.
We'll get someone flying down and teleport down with you.
Esther's gonna feign Issa.
So just goes, oh, you're back. I didn't want to distract you during a fight.
No, what's wrong with my daughter?
Oh, nothing wrong. She's just being weird.
Okay, can you please explain?
Just babbling. Like a kid. She doesn't do that, but she's pointing in random directions. It seems like she's trying to read someone's mind, but we can't figure out who. I checked, there's no one invisible around here.
Oh my god, I think I know what's happening.
Yeah, she seems okay, no one's hurt or anything. And,
No, but I think I
Gorilla's
know
asleep, so...
I think I know what she's talking to.
Oh, sure. Yeah, come on up. She seems okay, but I'll keep track of her. I'm just inside your room.
Alright, up you go, I guess. Whenever I get there, I get there.
So you float up, the dragons are taken care of by the labor crews, and you kind of bust your way into your room, and immediately Jade points at you and just goes, oh, danger, danger, she's okay, she's weird, she's okay. Huh. And she starts pointing around and just like babbling nonsense. Room intelligence check.
Alright. Oh, fucking hell.
Okay. It's still enough to... Actually, you couldn't have rolled low enough to not know it. Unless it was a natural one. She's babbling like 8 different languages right now.
Jade? She's gonna go up, pick up her daughter.
She kind of locks eyes with you and puts her hand down and says, yeah?
Darling, who are you talking to?
You.
Who else are you talking to? You're speaking different languages.
Dream babies.
Do you mean dream?
She kind of makes like a... Like mini explosion sign with her hand. Kind of like a kid starts clapping.
Ghosts?
Sorry,
Are they
second.
here? Are they here right now?
She kind of nods and says, yeah. She points in one direction, over there. Points to another one, over there. Over there. And she just points like 30, 40 different directions. Seemingly at random. All around.
How do you know them?
Right here. And she points to Issa. And Issa's kind of taking care of Yenben right now as he's getting close to falling asleep. And she starts babbling out Issa's thoughts. Says, like that. By the way, you know, she's not usually capable of talking this well.
You're talking very well, my dear.
And she kind of grabs you by the nose and says, thank you, Ma.
I'm proud of you.
She almost starts to glow with happiness as you say that.
I'm so proud of you. Look at you. You're speaking.
She starts making just very excited baby noises.
Darling, I think you're talking to ghosts.
They're funny.
What do they say to you?
And she starts speaking in tongues again with the different languages.
Are there any of them that I can understand?
A few of them, yeah. She dips in Primordial, into Ignin, into Draconic, Elven you recognize, Common, like, all languages you recognize. But just in, like, every third word she'll switch languages, and they make no sense.
Alright, 1 second.
At least not to the intelligence check you made earlier.
Random kind of sentences, strings. Is there a theme behind it?
Very much speaking in tongues. Yeah, it's nearly nonsense. You ever hear those videos of people speaking in English as to what English sounds like to other people?
Yeah.
Yes.
It sounds very much like that, but for just every language you can imagine. But she'll drop words here and there.
Maybe it's someone who has the spell tongues.
Out of curiosity, and I know that once Esther used Jade for this. Jade has also been to the...
Sorry, you're cutting out a little bit. Can't hear you.
Okay, so my plan is you remember how Esther did the meditation, but she got too close to the other side?
Yep.
In this time, can she attempt that again in order to see the other side?
Okay,
Not-
so you're kind of trying to attune to the ethereal plane? The
in a
astral plane?
sense, and using Jade almost as a focus for it because she seems to be very connected.
Okay, interesting. Roll me. Do you have a meditation check?
No.
Okay, just roll me an intelligence check. Some kind of intelligence with proficiency.
What's your spellcasting focus, my child?
So what would proficiency be to that?
Did you mean Death Stranding? Intelligence plus proficiency. Anything you have that's like history if you have proficiency, or Arcana if you have
Okay.
proficiency. Okay. You focus. How long are you gonna try this? As always, meditation is easier the longer you do it.
Let's say, honestly, roughly about 3 hours.
Oh, with a
So you quietly, you begin to focus. Issa gives you guys an update when you get onto the castle as to what's going on. It seems once Esther started focusing that Jade stopped babbling, and you focus and kind of very carefully this
Beforehand,
time.
She
Go ahead.
she will explain to her kid what she's going to attempt here.
Oh yeah, I was assuming that there was some kind of
Okay, just
meaningful
making sure.
conversation going on there. Yeah. So you focus, and you almost see Jade sitting in Esther's lap, and almost mirroring her pose in meditation. Not quite with as much poise and consistency as she's kind of waving back and forth and occasionally
length of
fall over a
limbs.
little bit. Yeah, kind of. But she's attempting to mirror it. And Esther, rather than the kind of haphazard, desperate deep dive before, you take this almost layer by layer. Almost like you're very carefully sifting through something. Take a step deeper. A few minutes go past, you try to find the kind of thinnest part of whatever blockage there is between the ethereal plane and material plane. Take a step deeper. And deeper. And deeper. And after about the second hour, you start to notice you're not going towards the ethereal plane here. You're going somewhere else. It's another plane, but not the ethereal plane. You keep going. As you're getting close to the 3-hour mark, it's not the astral plane either. You take that final step, and cold from your heels, almost like you're diving into water up to the top of your head. And as you open your mind's eye, you see Jade looking like she's sitting at the bottom of a pit in front of you, but you're looking almost like through the pit, like a wire net. Almost like those depictions of gravity and how that works. And you look around, and it's just this string work around you. Almost, you're pretty sure it's the weave. You feel like you're witnessing it right here. Yeah. It looks like you're looking into the weave as a kind of physical manifestation of magic. You can see the normal disturbances. Any magic being, any magical thing has them. Usually it's an upwards, but Jade is a lower. But you see Issa, you see the castle, you see Yenben a little bit, but mostly in whatever effect the shadow has on him. You can see through walls, you can see a almost like a high-rise building where the monarch is standing. Sorry, monarch? Matriarch, monarch. It's odd. Not disconcerting. But as you can try to focus, roll a perception check. Okay. Looking around, first of all, notably you see Tasha. Tasha isn't an upwards raise or a lowering. It's a glowing inside the weave. And you see around Tasha and around Jade these little flicks of light, of like slight disturbances, rhythms, almost like a guitar string being plucked. Very quiet whispers. Some high-pitched giggling. It sounds almost like a Kenku speech at one point, where it's almost like it's imitating someone else's voice, but a number of someone's trying to mix and match it together. It's definitely odd. Distantly, you can see the Aogiri tree as well. It's a deep dip into the weave as well. You just hear these quiet whispers. And Jade opens her eyes as you speak to her and says, "Yes, Mama?"
Are these what's speaking to you?
Yeah. She kind of takes her hands and looks up at you meaningfully and covers her ears.
Hello.
She kind of gestures again to cover your ears.
Esther covers her ears.
As soon as you do, it's louder, these whispers. And you can hear that same speaking in tongues, but more refined. It seems Jade was trying to pick up a multiple at the same time, that's why this sentence is really interrupted. It's unusual. Not unfamiliar. It sounds kind of like that weird half-asleep state, where you're listening and you're having these thoughts, and they make a sense to you, but looking back on them when you're a bit more awake, it's nonsense. It's trains of thought gone off the rails. In every language you can imagine.
Esther's gonna try her best to reach out to them to get a response directed to her.
Okay. Do and focus a bit more. Focus. You hear one in Ignan. It says, little wizard comes to play. Little psionic. No longer psionic, still a wizard. Interesting. And it kind of fades into the distance. And then another in primordial. It says, creature of flame. Phoenixkin. Interesting. Daughter of fire. And yet different. Returned from the plains. Heavy here. Fizzles it again. You hear one in draconic. Familiar voice. It seems like the voice of the Earth Dragon. Just rumbles. It says, Slayer of beasts. Creature of power. Flames that do not yield. You can hear us, can't you?
I can. Yes.
As you say this, there's this uptick as they get louder and more excited, and Jade kind of opens her eyes and smiles at you. You hear her, Mama?
I do, my dear. I do. But please,
Here.
I know you're excited.
Here, try this. And she reaches up and presses on your nose, and her hand almost goes through your face, it feels like. And suddenly you're almost listening through her ears. And in different languages that you don't understand, but it seems she does. Celestial. Strange rhythmic chant of a language. Don't quite recognize, but might be one of the abyssal languages. Or dialects, I mean. It says, daughter of power, returned for you. Given strength by another. A wound opened by the claw of Godith. Interesting. How fare you, daughter and mother? The first who can hear us in a while.
I'd like to know who you are.
We are memories. The dreams of a beholder. No longer bound to a form.
The dreams of the beholder.
Yes, the one you slayed, or you and your friends.
Why
You'll
do you,
find me the wisest of the voices.
why do you speak to my child?
We don't speak, we think. It seems she can attune to that. Strange as she is. We are
Definitely.
thoughts, memories given power by the strength of aberrations. Do you know the mind of an aberration, my dear?
I've seen it.
But have you experienced it?
My knowledge, no.
Would you like to?
What would that entail?
Looking into a different reality.
For how long?
Couldn't say. Time is unnecessary to us.
Be permanent.
Possibly in your lifespan, or it might be a moment. Do you wish to gamble, my dear?
Give me time.
We will not remain for long. A source of power is dead, we only echo.
Conrad,
Yes.
what are the very big risks here?
That's a
Me.
great question.
Will I die? Will I fade out? Like,
That is a great question.
she's gonna think for a second. And then she's gonna look at Jade.
Jade's still looking up at you with this curious, happy glee to her face.
You said it might last my lifetime, yes?
Possibly. We don't know how long you live.
100 years.
Still may. Again, we know not how long we've been around. We know not how this works. We have not done this before. You know how dreams are.
Can I access the Fane in here?
They're available. They're not used to this. You're basically hearing it through your physical brain, and just your awareness of that is still there.
What do they think of this?
They have no idea. Dreams, as a rule, are confusing as hell. There are a couple of Fae who kind of understand it. Namely, Rosalind's patron is the closest you know of, and at one point, Xenia. Xenia's druidic powers were kind of attuned to sleep and dreams, but not anymore. Just like when you're trying to sleep in real life, time is weird. You understand it one way, but upon reflection, it's been at a completely different scale. You could fall asleep and wake up feeling no time has passed, or fall asleep 5 minutes and feel like you've had days and years of dreams.
Oh, so, like, in the physical world, it wouldn't be like she's in a fucking coma for 100 years.
You have no idea.
Oh, well then fuck. See, that's what I'm worried about.
That's the problem. Aberrations are alien to all planes. They are weirdness given form.
I mean, so is Esther, to be completely honest.
Esther, here's the thing. Esther follows the laws of physics.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Aberrations don't. They don't follow any rule except for the law of that specific creature.
Can Esther send out a Fane message while she's still in the state?
Yeah, you're not sure how soon it'll return to you, as they're doing their best to kind of just keep you focused right now.
She's going to use a little bit of that to send out a message to Orzer, basically explaining what's going on. Should she do this or should she?
Okay. A
Because
few minutes
Orzer
pass, maybe
is
10
the-
minutes it feels like. He gives you a response of like, you're tapping into shit that I have no idea about. You've seen what the mind of aberration can do. I was going to use it to fix your Fane problems. But they can also cripple the mind. They can give insight. They are the source of eldritch abominations. If you're trying to be cautious, I wouldn't risk it. But I also know you. And this is beyond me. This is beyond any creature of reason and logic.
Fuck, Conrad, this is a really hard choice.
Yep.
So,
if you'd like, I need to use the washroom. If you guys want to discuss out of character for a minute, feel free to.
yeah.
Nope.
That being said, as always, taking risks is a fun part of D&D, so don't immediately shoot it down just because it's dangerous.
Yeah.
But with that, I'll be away for a couple minutes while you use the washroom.
Do it.
Very tempted to.
Do it.
Do it and challenge Conrad to kill your character.
Yeah.
Again.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Because here's the thing, right? Is if you go and he goes, okay, rip up Esther's sheet, that is grounds for fucking suing.
Yeah. Like,
Also, considering that the gathering is in the next 2 days, I
Yeah,
don't think
exactly.
he'll kill my
Yeah.
character.
Yeah, exactly.
But at
Yeah,
the
like-
same time, it's Conrad, and I don't. Okay, considering the shit that we haven't been planning for Esther, I don't think.
No, call him on it.
no, call him on it.
Yeah, and if he outright murders you and makes things difficult, then
Make
call
his life
him on it afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
if
it's a
y'all
win-win.
support this.
I support this completely. The minute Devin put Russian roulette in the Discord, I was like, do it.
Yeah, hi, take this gun, we're gonna play Russian roulette. I'm not gonna tell you how many bullets are in there. Could it be 6? Maybe.
Do it.
Russian Roulette Vibe Edition. Jesus
We
Christ.
haven't done anything dangerous in so long that wasn't like placed in front of us. Do it.
Because this would also be like the ultimate like I don't know like hour and a half arc of Esther. Be a bit careful about that. No, I don't think I'm going to. Esther is dead on the floor an hour later.
Oh my
I
god!
made
I
a
can't
vow
even, I can't
a
even get
week
the right
ago
meme.
to protect you, motherfuckers.
Okay, but here's the thing. The thing that is currently stopping her from doing this is the fact that her child, the one that she has sacrificed her life for, her wish, her one chance to do anything she wanted, is sitting right in front of her.
Then reassure that Jade's going to be okay and do it yourself.
Mhm.
Issa's there. We're all here.
Yeah.
We can probably get the Monarch to pull some shit if you brain yourself wrong.
I had a vow to
Boring
protect
yourself
you,
up.
and myself in and out of character are going to do that, no matter how many gods I have to make deals with. Shut up, Devin.
I am back, by the way. That was a wonderful thing to
Okay.
come back to.
Conrad, I have one thing to ask them before Esther makes her final
This is
decision.
beyond science.
At any point, if I desire to stop, may I?
That depends how well you can communicate in the mind of aberration.
Make my voice known.
If you trust in your strength to do that, trust in your strength to escape.
So what will this entail? Do I sit still and I see?
You
Am I
will
going to-
experience. The mind is your reality. Without it, you would know, experience, discover, sense nothing. So, you will briefly live the way an aberration does for a time, until it stabilizes back into your mind.
Why do you want to show me?
My source of power is gone. I will fade in a few hours. I would like to do something else. Experience more.
It will only affect me. My daughter will be left unharmed, yes?
Of course.
Let's try.
Right. So, go ahead and roll me an intelligence saving throw.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Just one last feign, like, hey guys, sorry.
I'm using feign for advantage on this.
That is on ability checks.
Huh?
That is on ability checks.
No!
You're taking psychic damage, you could resist it though. Save your reaction.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, let's really hope I don't fucking die, okay?
Yeah.
Oh god.
At the
Here
end
we
of the day,
go.
I died from peer pressure. Let this be known.
Isn't that just how D&D works?
Yeah.
Yeah, sir, be careful with that bomb. Ah, she's fine. 1 hour later,
Okay.
corpse on the floor.
Are you happy with your decision?
So, you are
It's a
thrown
DC 20.
into the experiences of some other creature. You don't know what this creature is. This creature doesn't know what it is. But it's horrifying.
Great.
Sometimes it's peaceful. There are moments of clarity, but the whole time you're just paranoid. Everything you see, you're imagining up things that could hurt you, and you know that your mind has the power to conjure things. So each of these paranoias have a chance to become real. So you have to stop thinking about it. But you can't, because as soon as you stop thinking about something else takes place. Because of course, you can't just not think. You are a mind. That's what you do.
I was gonna
So-
say, my god, this is a descriptor of OCD, and holy Christ, Conrad, why?
It's how, it's my best way of translating, weird mental states is to use,
Aberration,
Human
compulsive
expressions.
disorder.
sort of, it's odd. For a time, you are confused. For a long time, you're confused. Feels like months. Another time, you were simply dreaming of the wealth you wish to obtain, dreaming of a potion that can keep you safe. How would it be done? Well, I would need the essence of a creature of life. Mammals, they're interesting. They feed their young, they protect their young, like no others. Okay, let's take something from them. Let's take something with skin of iron, heart of gold, strength of a giant. All this, together you can make yourself strong, you can make yourself powerful. You're powerful enough that death can't even take you. Yes. Yes, that's it. Death is a simple state of being. It's a physical thing, but you are a creature of dreams. You don't care about death. You can just supersede that. Dream yourself powerful, immune to it, controlling it, creating it. You focus for the first time in this mindscape. Dreaming about the things you could do if you could supersede death, how you would go about it. Well, liches use fancy objects to store their souls in, but you have no need for a soul, you're a mind. Souls are for those of material, of physicality, emotion. You are more than that. And you can be more than even that. You could be immortal. Who needs air? You don't have lungs. Who needs food? You have a mouth, sure, but it's to speak. And you feel each of these thoughts taking root and changing yourself. Like the most powerful polymorph spell you can imagine. Shifting everything that is you know to be true about yourself into something you just rather it is. You don't know how long this goes on. It just goes. Because the dream only stops when you wake up and you're still asleep. But you have no need for sleep, so why would you ever wake up? Go ahead and roll another intelligence saving throw. Alright. You feel your mind begin to focus a bit more. Saying, no. There are pieces you can use here. Everything needs sustenance of some kind. You can choose not to, but wouldn't you be so much more powerful if you could grow? Denying death denies stagnation. So what else? You could grow your mind. Make your mind immortal. Make it up to grow, make it consume. What can it consume? Life. Power. Magic. Any of those. You could use it to fuel yourself. So, you hear the Fane begin to whisper in the back of your mind. Esther. Esther, your name is Esther.
Yes.
Esther, wake up. Wake up. Esther, you must.
She wakes up.
Go ahead and roll me a charisma saving throw. DC was 20. So,
If I hadn't gotten a nat 20, I wouldn't have made it.
you could have made it with an 18. DC was 20. You have a plus 2.
Dude, holy fucking shit.
So, from the outside perspective, you guys were told by Asa that Esther was up meditating nearby in a grill. Probably something was weird, some kind of whispers. Make with that as you wish.
Genius gonna go check
You know,
that
like-
out.
Um,
Fergus is too
not
busy
to,
making
not
preparations.
to roll things back too much, but there was a point where Rosalind wanted to talk to Xenia and Ashta, and it might have been during those 3 hours of meditation leading up to this point.
Sure.
So
Fair.
there might be, either they were in the same area or they still might be. I don't know.
It could have been when you guys just got back into the castle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just as a heads up, so that we can time travel.
Well, you can do that now if you like, just to get it out of the way.
Are you okay leaving it at this point for?
We'll get to what we need to.
Kyler!
I was waiting for it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I only make good jokes when I'm typing them.
Yeah.
Alright. In that case, once they got back up to the castle and Fergus went off to do his potions and we were told that
Preparations
Esther...
with the alchemist dwarves.
Yep.
Sure.
We were told that Esther is sitting down and doing some meditation with Jade, but everything seems fine at that point because she only just started, probably, I assume. And Issa's watching her, so it's all okay, right?
Everything's
Everything
fine.
is fine. Rosalind's gonna try to snag Xenia, Ashta, if both are available. If neither has something else, they're gonna head off and do right away.
Xenia would have been up before them because they went first time, but they probably were just waiting, hanging out with the dragon corpse.
Yep,
Ash is just keeping an eye on anything else that's being brought up.
makes sense. And Sester did ask to be present for the dissection, so you wouldn't be starting unless you chose to, I guess.
I should make sure Pyrrhus isn't trying to sneak some of the horde.
He definitely is, but you stop him.
My son, give him a gem.
Picks him up from the back of the neck and is like, look,
He's only,
buddy.
like, he just kind of smiles and has like 6 gems in his mouth.
he plucks one that's like underneath the lip and just like, look, you're gonna get it all when it's put with your horde. Just wait a bit, okay?
He's got a mouth full of gems. He can't respond.
He shakes them a bit.
Scale, like things that we thought were scales, but were instead little pieces of gold hidden underneath, like loose scales. Fall out, like gems fall out of his mouth. Like this, like diamond dust falls off his ears.
God.
He just like holds him over the horde, just gets the rest of it out.
Just like it looked really tasty.
You're gonna share with your friend.
You guys were supposed to share with me, so I'm sharing with you.
Yeah, we're gonna be putting it with you. You gotta wait though.
My dust.
There's nothing cooler than another dragon's horde.
Yeah, he nods. Well, it's gonna be yours soon, and also it's gonna be someone else's when it's there anyways. Not just yours. Gotta learn patience, little buddy. You got a lot of time to wait. Puts him back down behind the horns.
Bites down on the coin and starts sprinting off.
What's in your mouth? A blunted crossbow bolt hits him in the butt.
Let me see what you have.
At that
He
point,
yelps, but then decides to fly off instead.
Ashta, do you have a
It's like one
moment?
gold piece.
He looked over. I think so.
I'd like to talk to you and Xenia as well. We can.
There's a jolt on his face, like us two specifically.
I need some insight on something.
Right. You want me to go get Xenia?
We can both go.
Alright.
Go find Xenia.
And just nods and starts walking, and you see him kind of sweating what the possibility of this would be.
Xenia is staring into the dead dragon's eyes like a very passionate biology student.
Oh no.
It is a fascinating creature to look at. You see where the scales have all fallen off. They have this like quick release method. Basically, they can fire off and regrow kind of around these little hooks like chainmail.
So are
Shark teeth with the whole body.
Did we pick up the scales that fell
Yeah, you
off?
guys have the scales. It's part of just the body I'm counting it as.
Okay, good.
Dibs on the scales, brother.
There's a lot of them.
I took 430 pounds of crystals. You don't think I'm going to take 430 pounds of scales?
There are limits to how much you can lift.
Purvis had a request for some of those scales, so you don't take all of them.
I
And
would
just
like
promise
them
for the
too.
future.
How about it just goes in the party loot?
Yeah.
I will say, there's like a couple 100 pounds of them. Like, you guys have a lot.
Yeah, but they're just like cross-legged, just staring at the dragon,
Xenia,
petting its snout. Yes.
am I interrupting anything important?
Are
No.
you waiting for it to blink?
Shut up. Just stand up. What do you want?
I want to know if I'm wrong about something. And it's something that involves some of the others. And I just assume that the two of you have traveled more, you might have seen more. I've come to realize, I always knew, but more so recently, I grew up very differently than all the rest of you. I've had different experiences, a different life. I've never experienced the kind of loss or struggle that any of you have. I'm just wondering if I'm wrong to think that... if I'm wrong to worry about Fervus and his hunger for vengeance. Is that normal,
It's a little concerning.
considering what he's gone through? Esther seemed to think so. She only cited practical cautions, not anything about his mind or his heart or...
Fair to say Esther has some bias there.
I also find it a little concerning that he was crying his eyes out in the stairwell like 5 minutes before that.
What I'm most concerned about is he has Fane. And the Fane in the wrong sort of mindset can turn. But I don't know if that is the wrong sort of mindset. He seems fine, so far at least.
See,
Ashkan.
I'm concerned with what he's been working on. For a majority of it, and for what he's not getting paid to do, a lot of this stuff is dangerous. A little violent, and he actively uses them. Like, it's kind of freaky. And and the revenge thing, and it's been like a week, so
Ash just kept nodding along.
it's been like a month with him, seriously.
Yes.
But it's
Also-
like it feels like a really bad downward spiral because we've been nonstop ever since, and we didn't really have the time to go. So, Fervis, tell us about yourself. We sort of just brought him along. Like, we've been having interview processes for everyone else. We just brought him. Like, I want to bring that up, guys.
Yes.
He... I don't dislike him being with us or anything, but he did just happen to be with us when that thing happened. And it kind of, at that point,
It stuck. He's stuck.
especially with him getting Fane.
The Fane was quick. The Boon was quick. This kid has been punched into this immensely, and like, his only choice was, I'll hang out with you guys.
But I
And
don't
that-
want to tell him he can't, because what would that do to him?
To go back on that too as well, the first thing
Oh.
you said, I don't think your place in life and what led you to be here invalidates or changes your opinions at all.
You're allowed to be concerned, and you're allowed to use stuff that isn't from your perspective. Like, it doesn't really matter where you come from. We've been together for months now, and like, we're all in the same place, and we've all suffered.
Your
A little
perspective
bit.
could be more qualified than someone who had a bit of a similar experience.
Yeah,
Like I said, Esther has some clear bias here.
yeah, and a lot of us who have like had the clear traumatic moments or something like that are just, I think we're seeing it a little less than you are. Like, you see it mostly because
I want to believe the actions he stated and laid out don't seem the worst to me. But I'm worried about the motivation behind them that might not be at the surface.
The emotion.
I'm worried about what might come out when his perfectly laid plan doesn't go perfectly.
yeah, if it plans
Or when he gets the opportunity to do more.
My concern is that he's not seeking justice, he's seeking revenge, and he's seeking revenge with a fervor that frightens me for his sake.
That's, I can't say it's too the same, but like I said, where you come from doesn't affect your opinion. When I put Alcarine flat on the floor,
Oh, I
I'm-
can't fault you for that.
no, I made sure of myself I wasn't gonna end him. Clean, efficient, done. Didn't even let him get swinging. And I kept that with me as much as I could, because that's always what I thought I would do if I got the chance. But that was some horror. He's terrible, but he's also just a some random jerk.
It's not as personal.
It's so when he's got that much more firepower behind his emotions. Heck, I found it a bit hard not to step on him a bit more once he hit the dirt. And part of it was you being there, and he looks to Rosalind. And what happened afterwards. And I'd like to think that we could be there to help him with that, but at the same time, there's a lot of don't interfere going on here.
We've been told that a lot this week, and it's a little concerning for everyone's safety.
Mm-hmm.
But
Telling me.
yeah, I get your paranoia so much right now, Ashton. Oh my god. But
there's just like a very meaningful like look and like vague hand motion he gives you. Just like, there you go.
then you just like covers his eyes a little bit just with the necrotic damaged hand. Shut up.
Grabs it and just fucking he never uses this.
I can't heal it. My max is reduced.
He takes the edge off. I don't know. Were you not hurt at all before then?
No, I didn't take any damage that combat. Okay. It was great.
Emotions there.
Yeah, thank you, whatever. No, but Fergus doesn't show a lot of emotion, and now he's showing a lot.
And I don't think he has the time to.
We need a break.
I would love
not to put a pin in that, but I'm going to put a pin in that because a break's not going to come in the time that the meeting is.
Well, meeting then break.
But the issue here is the meeting.
Yes. So
a break's not going to do anything for our concerns right now.
I feel like just in terms of us as his friends, and I hate to say it slightly as caretakers, that we sort of may have to let this play out. He's powerful enough to stop us.
How about this? Are we willing to interfere enough that he doesn't want anything to do with us afterwards, even if it's better for him?
It depends on what type of interference it is. Like, if it's healing him or just stopping it, I'm all for it.
Let's say on principle here, more than anything. If there's something that you yourself feel you need to intervene in, either of you, but you know he would probably hate you for it, or not even hate, just
resent.
It would not be the thing he would want. Would you still do it if you thought it was better for him?
Yeah.
I think so.
We're on the same page there.
We're all good at reading people. We can just keep trying to read him, see where his emotions are at, and if we see a hint of any sort of homicidal action, I feel like we need to either feign him and put a pin in it, with himself emotionally trying to calm him down from a distance, and then if it gets too bad, then just force it.
I'm iffy on using stuff like this, but that thing's a bit special, and he points to the scepter Rosalind has. If there reaches a point and you could legitimately explain to him with that thing that you think you shouldn't do that, there's nothing that can go against that. He would believe you. He would have to. It's the function of the magic. Doesn't mean he would choose to do anything else, but he would legitimately believe you mean well for him. As long as that's the truth.
It is.
Yeah.
This helps a little. Just having been able to talk about it. So thank you.
Anytime, honestly. I sometimes miss just a few of us just talking, I guess. we've all been a little busy to sort of just sit down and talk about what the hell's going on.
We should do it more often.
Don't be,
It's fun.
don't be
I
afraid
forgot.
to bring something up just because of your princess upbringing, okay?
Yeah. I forgot how much I love you guys as people.
Gross.
Senior smacks him.
Deserved. Well, I guess if we're in agreement, we can at least keep an eye out and help him if he needs it.
Can we even just briefly bridge that topic to S13?
Yeah, I'll go and see her. I need to see if she wants to start dissecting tonight or tomorrow.
All right.
And
Do so gently. I don't know if she might take it as us stepping on some expectation or some part of herself.
I think all three of us together would be the way to do it.
Yeah, should we meet up before bed?
Maybe.
Perhaps. Just we'll have something to eat together.
Yeah, I haven't cooked in
I-
a few days.
I
I
do
ran
not-
off.
I don't expect you to cook after the day we've had.
No, I
But-
need to chill out and I'll make Sammy something too.
Well,
Hey guys, can you keep secret?
if it makes you feel better, and yes.
Hmm.
God, she's so cute.
Xenia,
Immediately, the tension that rose in Ash's neck from "Can you keep a secret?" releases as soon as the secret goes out.
Xenia, I don't think that's a secret.
Oh, I thought it would be worse.
What do you mean? I'm
Anyone
trying to keep
else.
this I'm trying to keep this discreet.
Xenia,
I'm rolling deception. Hold on. Why does Sebastian keep a fucking straight face of that?
Xenia,
Nope.
it's entirely possible that you've kept it discreet from others. However, I would like you to remember who encouraged you.
What?
Like, I like to remember who in the party is really good at reading bullshit.
I'm good at reading bullshit, Ashley.
Other
I
than
don't
you.
know what you're talking about. Even though I just said we're all
You
good
were
at
on the other
reading.
side of this not too long ago.
I know, but she's just so.
You're not as discreet as you think, and neither was I.
Oh. I want to try and he says like a weird little hip motion. Make a move. How do I do that?
just like okay. I don't know. Do you got another noble to put in the dirt? That's how I did it.
Keep cooking her dinner. Also, she has to keep going and offering her hand, but I just want to go to Lentiel to her dad and just be like, fuck you trying to get her to marry people she doesn't want to. Me marry.
Okay, but
Is this
okay,
a bit too intense? Is that a bit too intense?
can we
Maybe
not
a little.
can we not cross off beating up Palgrim again off the list?
He's already off of her list, but we can beat him up again just for fun.
And that's all I'm wondering.
Only if he
Onesies, I'm into it.
This is how societal trends start. You know, it's a sign of good luck to punch
Beat
in
up
the face of your
Palgrim?
of your nearest hoity-toity
The thing
local.
is, she's
Noble.
also gonna try and give her hand to Ronir, and Ronir and I have the history, and it's
Okay, out of character.
Oh,
What's the state of polygamy in this setting?
Depends on the race, but it's not terribly uncommon.
He's just
it's when you think about it, yeah, just say it.
yeah, he's like, I mean, you could work something out between the three of you. Is that how that
Okay.
works?
Elves are kind of into that stuff. No,
I was gonna say,
I'm
with L specifically, it's very weird to be into that kind of stuff.
no. I'm in a fun way, totally, but in the way of intimacy, I really think I can only do that with one person.
Okay.
That's a one-person thing of
They say
that
before
kind of
gods.
love. Shut up, Conrad. Shut up, Conrad. I only wanted to fuck 3 of them.
You just had that whispered in your ear by Rayla. It's just a giggle.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep making her food and see how that goes.
That's probably a good first step.
If
I'm
you
making
want
good-
to take it a step up, maybe make one in the shape of a heart.
Oh, look at
I-
you! What
I've
you are
fall-
learning?
I have fallen
Where
asleep
did you
on
hear
her
that?
shoulder. What the yeah?
I
Is
have-
Pierre talking to you? Is he in my fucking kitchen?
Shakes his head.
There's a very distant sound of French disgruntlement.
Oh no. Pierre! Just be disconté. It's not French.
Oh, so was that right? Did I?
That's good. That's a little blatant, but I've been pretty blatant.
is.
Like I've started trancing on her shoulder before, and
I wouldn't
while I
say
was helping her
that's,
color in a book.
That's not a euphemism, right?
No,
Just
that's
making
like
sure.
completely literal.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't say that's necessarily blatant. That can be just read as close friendship.
Or
And it-
narcoleptic.
Okay, well, how
Okay.
did you guys do it? I wasn't listening. I just saw the aftermath. So what you guys talk about? Tuck knows it was just grab face.
Honesty. There was honesty, really. You know, we'd both been hiding matters, thinking the other wouldn't be on the same page. And so when we both realized, the best thing to do, I think, was to actually lay it all out and talk about it.
As painful as it was for a moment.
There was that
Okay.
uncertainty.
Okay, but did you guys do anything else but talk, or like?
You wouldn't be able to do this with Sammy. We shared some impressions and memories over Fane to further clarify points, to help where words were inadequate.
Who kissed who?
Rolls
I know
turns
it
a little
happened.
pink and raises a hand very slightly.
happened.
Ow.
Okay.
That's just not making eye contact with anyone right now. His boots are very impressive.
Okay.
These are very nice boots.
So, is like the grabby face, is that a good thing, but after a conversation?
After the conversation, I did not do anything until we'd both.
Yeah, after a full positive is given.
Yes.
After, like, consent.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I think at the time I went slowly enough that if Ashta had any second thoughts, he could have pulled away.
Or
Uh-huh.
That's
Or
important.
one-
Attacks at that dude, we'd have enough time to pull away.
Okay, one more thing. Because for elves, there's a weird gray area where it's like, you're together, then you're married, and there's really nothing in between. Most of the time, there's just like a ceremony whenever everyone makes the assumption, and then the two couples go, oh shit! And they realize it, that's when the celebration happens. This doesn't, like, I don't know
Ash just bracing himself for the next question.
how, in your years and in your experience, actually, Ashton, you may know this better than Russell, how long normally would it take to be, like, marriage? Because I want it to be, like, slightly non-elven, just to be like, I'm cultural and
I will say,
cool. I'm
Xenia, even you know this. There's so many like races and cultures, and but there's like no set thing with time spans and all that. It varies wildly.
I know Xenia knows this, and I know you just told
We know
me
the
this,
jam is
so
giving
you
us
know
no
this.
direction as usual, Conrad.
You know this, and I know this, and
I
Xenia
feel like
knows
that was a
this.
touch harsh, Devin.
After what you just did 20 minutes ago, no, it's not.
Yeah, get out of here.
Regardless.
Oh, I'm
Rosalind
sorry.
would answer
Anyways,
that it varies, not just culture to culture, but person to person. I can tell you that it's traditional in the central area, including Anther, where I'm from, that it is a conscious decision between participants. They often,
So if, like, we know...
they often will talk about it beforehand,
Mm-hmm.
and then one will give a formal question, and then the other takes a few days before giving a formal answer.
Okay, so it's not like a stupid thing of someone deciding to turn their self glittery and propose to themselves as a ring, right?
There may be a variant that I've not heard of, but
I would support that in a heartbeat.
I've done it!
typically a ring is offered as part of the question and the answer.
Okay, but no one's, like, stupid enough to just, like, randomly walk up to someone and just be like, yo,
Oh.
marry me, even like they kissed and, like, a
Oh,
little bit of a fun
I swear
time.
I saw that once.
No, it's almost never a surprise. In fact, it's sometimes considered in bad taste if one of the parties was not expecting it, did not see it coming, because then it means that they haven't actually considered it. They need to be prepared, though of course they do have those days in between to give their answer, and their answer even then can be not now, or wait, or I need more time.
Okay. Finally put two and two together, thank you, Devin.
It was not immediate, but yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay. I appreciate it. I expect that we were just walking to the kitchens at that point, and I'm holding a threatening weapon if Pierre is in there.
As you guys are as you are, you all get kind of a message from Issa saying, you guys should check on Esther. I'm not sure she's great right now.
That's a little... That's a little...
You all get the message, by the way.
We should have...
Okay.
Okay, we should see her now and not before bed. Let's go. And we're close to Esther's room because it's by
Esther
the
feigns
kitchen.
for the word fuck in italics.
Honestly, fair.
No,
So-
it reloaded! No!
Alright.
Roll
Oh, they're all
20
20.
kicked me
Okay.
out.
That's okay. You're not gonna need to roll 20 for a second. So Esther, as you snap back awake, there's this like rumbling of the voices. As you're still kind of looking through the weed, it says, "Oh, was the mind not enough for you? Well, those echoes do remain for a time, and it seems you're a good place to lie." And you just hear Jade screaming. None of the rest of you hear this. Esther, you hear this blood-curdling, fearful scream from Jade.
Jade, what's wrong?
She just continues, like, yelling and crying her eyes out in fear of something.
What's she looking at?
Looking through the weave, she's still kind of just closed eyes, crying like a kid. Basically, she's just freaking out, it seems like.
Esther's gonna pull herself out of the weave and pull Jade out with her.
Yep, you do so. It seems like the same thing. Looking around, the room is wrong. Something has changed here. It seems like the walls are decayed, like they've been here for far too long. The bed is a pile of splinters and rotten wood on the ground. You don't see anyone else around except you and Jade.
Jade, what? It's okay, I'm here.
You hear a whispered voice in the back of your mind that says, "Oh, but she's ours now. Child of interest, child of the mind."
You don't touch her!
And you guys burst in the room as Issa's kind of standing over Esther, who's on the ground yelling something, saying that no one can touch her, as Jade is just kind of happily sitting on the bed, seemingly having some sort of dream. Esther, that is having some sort of dream, hallucination, something. Issa looks up panicked, like, I don't know, she was just meditating, and then she just fell. And Esther, you're having these horrible hallucinations of threats to people you care about, of time past that you didn't know. All those paranoias you had while in the mind of the aberration are still there. Those echoes are not going away.
Zia's just gonna look at Issa and just like, I need to touch her to try whatever I'm doing.
That's fine, just don't do it too suddenly. And Esther,
Yeah.
you watch as the room to your, the door to your room flies open, and you see these twisted, horrible, mangled forms of those primordial forms that your friends take whenever the monarch pauses time have come in. They seem angry. They seem violent and just wrong.
Xenia's just gonna start walking up and just go,
What's wrong? What happened to you?
Xenia's gonna start speaking in primordial. Just like, Esther, it's Xenia.
You hear, Esther, you hear these twisted voices. They're whispering these things trying to placate you, but they're still walking towards you, these like grasping hands reaching out. You're not sure if it's towards you or towards Jade.
Don't touch me! Don't touch her!
Ash is doing a quick check. Is there any stuff going on here?
No.
Alright.
You can feel that her fan are freaking out, but no X.
Xenia's gonna like look to Ethan and just go, I don't care if I get hurt. If she gets hurt, help her first. Call my squads over.
Ash will just do a quick feign to the group, just like, can we send our feign to help sort hers out?
The Fane can respond, we're doing our best just to keep her mind stable. She saw things, she's seeing things. We don't know how to fix it. She's hallucinating.
I'm
gonna try two things.
Mhm.
Okay.
Number one, reach out and shit, I don't know which one I should do. Yeah. Just reach out, immediately like gently touch like the top of her back. Purify.
Okay. I'm gonna have both of you make athletics check. It's basically a grapple here.
Oh, does Esther flail out of her grasp?
You are seeing a threatening grasp coming towards you.
Who is... Okay, so I'm doing the athletics.
Yes.
Okay. I can't fucking guidance myself.
My sheet is still opening. I'm so sorry.
That's
You
okay.
have a +7.
Yeah, that is true.
Fuck!
Yeah, she has to roll low.
Conrad, how long did the hallucinations last, approximately?
Good question.
We're still going.
Even if it's a
Are you still
grapple,
trying to get information out of him?
even if it's a grapple, I'm touching her. If I even make contact with the skin, that's popping out. Like,
Okay.
it's not a spell. I don't need to do
I'm
proper hand
I'm basically counting the grapple as if you manage to get your hands on her at all.
Fuck. Oh, there's a speech. Okay, whatever.
Sorry, my thing is taking forever to load.
No, want to argue with Conrad about it being dexterity based if it's me getting a hand on her 'cause it's speed.
Real quick, Ash is going to tap
But it's
Xenia.
fine! It's fine!
This will be on Xenia, just in case.
Everything is fine!
What'd you roll?
Just roll, please.
Okay,
Just
no,
D20 +7. D20 +7. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
She smacks your arm away, but it is enough to briefly touch her.
Yeah, just trying to get Purify out because I don't need to do a spell movement or any vocals for it. Just quickly Purify.
Sure thing. Stunned, paralyzed, or any other mentally enforced detriment. Okay. You feel your mind clear, Esther. As suddenly you're looking down at Xenia, just similarly like pulling her hand away as you like smack their arm away. And the room is normal. Issa's kind of standing over there, but also stepped a bit back to keep Jade, who's just sitting there peacefully. And you have this new knowledge in your mind. So I'm going to send you what you can mark down on your sheet for your new knowledge.
Fun. Esther is.
World is a fuck.
You're just like falling back and she's like, okay.
Where am I?
Home. The castle, your room, Jade's on the bed, Ashta and Rosalind are behind me, so's Issa. I think my squad's gonna come in, so don't freak out. I'm on the floor.
She's like touching the walls. Like she's touching the walls to make sure they're fucking real.
Yeah, they're stable, and your Fane kind of begins to chime in and says, hey, what you're seeing now is real. You were hallucinating before.
Hi.
It seems the effect of whatever you were speaking to is just let go.
Xenia, what did you do?
Sent a lot of Fane your way.
Thank you. And she breaks into tears and just collapses in your arms.
Please don't, I'm not strong.
Fun fact, that would have lasted 10 hours. That was the lowest possible duration, by the way.
That or greater restoration, and I'm just like, wait, this one doesn't have any components.
I realize that it has to be a willing creature, but I was gonna try
Conrad?
that protect good and evil.
Conrad, my dear, you're going to have to give me a little bit more than that.
Xenia would have been Xenia would have been willing for that protect.
That is the knowledge you have gained through your musing as an aberration.
But what is it? What's the
If you want to say it out loud, that's fine. You are aware that you have this knowledge.
what's the first step?
The first step is basically the arcane equivalent to manifestation. It's the same logic as evoking something, but it's more fundamental than that. It's evoking part of your being.
Can we talk about this after session?
Sure thing.
Thank you, because there are some questions I would like to ask, but I don't want to log up
for
the
sure.
flow of the session. Yeah.
That's okay.
Esther is crying in your arms.
Xenia's just like patting her back, just like, what? What happened?
You see Jade kind of reaching out, trying to come towards you, Esther, but she's on the bed and far away.
Telekinetic platform, bring Jade over and into her arms.
She kind of giggles as she gets lifted by the magic and comes into your arms and just sits down, looks up at you once more with those happy eyes and just says, Mama, you saw things too.
So
What did you see? What did you see?
Dreams. I saw people, things, eyes, I think.
Do 2-year-olds talk
Can
that
we-
well?
They don't. They do not.
No, this is Xenia saying it out loud. They're
Yep.
a fucking elf.
No, that
They
was
do
Issa.
that at
No,
age
that was
7.
Issa.
Oh.
Issa's just like I've never seen her talk like this before.
Darling,
Esther,
it's okay.
full explanation. Over
Open and
Fane.
honest.
Right now.
I'll say it out loud, Asha, and she'll basically just explain. There were voices. She wanted to see what was talking to Jade to make it go away. It gave her an offer. She thought she was strong enough. She was wrong. Not in a sense.
Your guys' knowledge, by the way, considering your background knowledge of aberration, especially Ashta, considering the deal she made, she actually came out very well on the other side.
Esther knew she was strong enough to do enough.
Yeah.
And she knew she could rely on the rest of you.
Give me
Give me a round of history checks or arcana checks from everyone, real fast.
Can I use guidance?
That's a gnat.
Okay.
25.
Okay. And
Oh,
Rosalind.
26.
Oh, first.
Ooh.
Give me yours as well.
Oh, for the
Arcana
Arcana.
history.
This isn't here.
Purvis ain't here. He's a
He's
No,
not.
all of them are here. I said. You all got the message.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, we're all called here.
right.
Yeah. Okay. So anyone who rolled above 25. Oh, yeah. I'll say throw Esther in there too, just for the natural 20. You guys know it's definitely not unheard of for people of arcane intellect, of mostly wizards, to journey into the minds of aberrations, to speak with them, converse with them, learn magic from. Some say that's where the origins of psionics comes from. Others say very, very different things. But you all kind of collectively know that of anyone in this party who had a chance to do well in that, Fergus and Esther are probably the only ones who had a good chance of getting out at all of that mind.
Out of curiosity, would Rosalind have any knowledge based on like old one warlocks and stuff?
Yeah, it's kind of similar knowledge to that, but you know where warlocks do it through force of will, and that's part of the check to leave the mind. To maintain sanity in the slightest, it requires pure intellect and the ability to decipher basically your mind firing on too many cylinders. It's not unusual for people to try to do this to just collapse into a bout of seizures until they can manage to get out.
Okay.
Xenia's just trying to rub Esther's shoulder and just be like, you're fine. It's fine.
I'm okay.
Are you
Just-
physically hurt? Just, do you want me to get
No.
real?
No, he's in a state right now, and I don't want to disturb that, because everything that he could be attempting to learn will be lost. Just,
Okay.
I'm fine. I'm okay. You got me out, and I'm okay.
Yeah, just
So-
gives her a pat on the cheek and stands up.
Issa kind of wraps her arms around your shoulder and just says, I can cast a spell to calm yourself if you'd like.
No,
It'll help you.
I'm okay.
Center.
Here,
I'm
I'll
okay.
give
The
some.
monarch?
Pardon me?
Maybe talk to the monarch? Just to ground?
I've got what I need right here.
Alright.
I've got you, and I've got Jade. And I'm okay. I'm not in that
Okay.
place anymore.
In that case, you take Yenben from me getting tea.
You
She
know
just
what?
places the Yenben into your arms.
I'm gonna insight the I'm fine given what we went through earlier today with Esther.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah.
Go for it, both of you.
25.
Spill Esther.
She is holding it together remarkably well for what she has gone through. But Rosalind, you would be able to see that there is something up in her eyes. And the way her shoulders are set. It's not enough for Ashley to see because it's very slight. But Rosalind, you would be able to see it.
Alright. Something up as in she looks like she has a plan, focused, or...
No, it looks like,
Shaken, maybe?
again, yeah, shaken. It's the equivalent to seeing like a dam and you noticing that there's a point of pressure that's starting to come loose.
Big old
That's
crack
been
across it.
Yeah, that's been hastily kind of patched up with concrete, but it's still kind of there.
Rosalind is gonna kind of linger behind if people filter out at all, and very quietly over Fane, just to Esther, you don't have to be fine after that.
It was my fault.
No.
I got lured in. That was my own stupidity.
Was it?
Hear a whisper from one of the voices, Esther. It says, "But you have gained much, have you not?"
I have. But I asked you what consequences might be.
And I didn't know. I did not lie.
What, do you decide you're going to linger here now?
As I said, I will decay in a few hours. And I've now been able to settle in your mind, at least for the last moments I have. Do you not wish my last words?
Go on.
Well, you'll have to wait till I decay for those. Curious about you.
Many seem to be.
Yes, I see why.
It's talking to me, you know. She says this out loud to Rob.
Is it?
Kill Bill sirens go off in everyone's head.
Rosalind stayed behind. She's just gonna... What does it want?
Wants me to hear its final words. Thoughts of the beholder.
Do you want to hear its final words?
Yeah. Do.
Alright.
But that'll come in a couple of hours. So we'll see. But,
Would you like...
I don't know. Huh?
Would you like company? Then, or until then?
I appreciate that a lot, yeah.
Alright. She'll sit down and, she's going to just... to take up whatever time that may be. Rosalind is going to ask Esther and Jade if they've heard some particular childhood story or fable that she's familiar with. And assuming they haven't due to growing up in a different culture. Rosalind is going to ask them to let them give her a little bit of a test audience, because she'd like to tell this one to Fervis a little bit later on today, since she did promise. And just for however long it's going to take for the voices to speak up again, she's going to tell them a story. Something lighthearted, something heroic and promising and strong.
And
Go ahead and give me a
Struggles,
performance check.
but it comes out well at the end.
who's giving the performance check?
26.
It's compelling, Esther. It's not rehearsed, you can tell that much. But there is a joyous creativity in Rosalind's eyes as she tells a story that Yenben and Jade are entranced by. Feeling them kind of settle, and whenever Rosalind makes like an excited tone of voice or like emotion, you see them kind of like raise their arms and almost like seem happy about it.
You're good at that, you know. You have a gift.
I really enjoyed hearing stories when I was young. I'd try to help tell them when I learned enough to remember what part came next.
I could tell you one that you tell if you'd like.
I'd love to hear it.
And Esther will tell the story of how there were once powerful Janas, one of each kind, who fought together, lived together, thrived together. That when the Genasi came to the from the elemental planes to the material, these Genasi led them. And then after settling their people, after fighting for their people, when they died, their magic and their power and just their influence concentrated in objects. And they were scattered. They were too powerful to be held by one person. And legend goes that one day a person will come again that can hold all power. Perhaps something new will be made, and perhaps it is a chance.
You're the faint almost buzz in the mind. I say, you know, Esther, that tale happened kind of. We actually know about it.
What do you mean?
It's not perfectly accurate, but a retelling of the early events when things were recreated once more. Those original Genasi, they were Celestials that survived the resetting, but did not remain immortal. But they existed.
It's nice.
They were kind, too.
I can.
You got it there, sorry.
I hope I can live up to their legacy one day.
No? Hopefully the universe doesn't have to reset for that, but I hope so.
She'll just kind of look to Roz. You're not, are you?
You cut out at important parts. You're not
Oh.
what? Are you?
You're not fooled, are you?
Again.
You're not fooled, are you?
Okay, fooled. You look like you needed something. Someone? I don't know what, and I don't know if it's anything I can provide. But no, I'm not fooled.
I don't know. I don't know what I need. At all. Slightest, really.
Well, if you're willing
By
to
the-
let us help, maybe we can figure it out.
Yeah. I hope so. I don't know. Day before, last day, night before, another day, and she's kind of rambling at this, and just, it'll be back again. Be back again. Back. Yes. It's almost like she's, again, it's that incoherence of thought.
Do you know what I think we all need?
A break.
Yes. Something. When we go to the gathering, it's going to be on the sands, isn't it?
It is.
Will there be dunes? Like there were at the last camp's location?
Are you asking if we're going to be sand surfing?
I'm asking if you might be able to get everybody to go sand surfing.
Well, I will tell you this. In terms of, I'm gonna open the fucking document. Shit, fuck.
Okay.
Because there is a thing that I do want to tell. There are dunes. Again, it's a crossroads almost between the sinking lands and, well, the desert. Where we'll be meeting, it's where it'll be. But you do know that these meetings aren't just for diplomacy, right?
I believe you've mentioned something. I would assume strengthening ties as well between tribes.
It is, but there's a ceremony that will occur in 2 days' time. It is basically the unifying of all 5 tribes under one name. For that time period, we're not known as individual tribes anymore. We're known as one tribe. It is what allows us to stay united. And during that time, only certain people are in discussion. The entire population of the tribe has something else to do.
Yes.
There's sand surfing competition, there's fireworks, bonfires and dancing, large meals, elders tell stories.
Oh,
Solely in, well, there are different things for different tribes, obviously. The Baird Osium, with them, they have different activities specific to them. Obviously, because they have the mud, so they're capable of having frog hunting and bone carving, things like those. Archery, because it's such a flat plain.
Mhm.
There are tons of different activities that take place in Shadow Talk show. It's always fun. Mud pond fishing. There's many activities the rest of us have to go to entertain ourselves, to ignore protesters, to try to keep peace, to keep children entertained. It's not just politics, it's why it can be several weeks sometimes because of just either discussions or activities or whichever.
that
I-
sounds lovely.
It's not all politics.
Good.
And odds are, first day, we will not be getting into a meeting.
Good.
It will most likely be the third or the fourth day before we even are scheduled. I highly doubt anything else. There are very important matters that we discussed beforehand that are table talk, but they are necessary. Then they'll bring in the protesters, those who want change, who desire change. They'll listen, take it into account. Often or not, our rules change every year. Not the big ones, like don't kill or beat children, but you know, the smaller ones.
Of course.
1 year it's legal to beat children.
Oh no.
That would be
And
bad.
only that year.
Only that year.
It's the purge.
Stop.
Well, I'm not expecting the gathering to be our vacation, in all honesty. We're going to have enough stress around it as it is.
Oh, I know.
But I'd like to think we could all at least take a day.
I hope so. What time is it about now, Con?
About 10 p.m. roughly.
Okay.
We should probably go and see what's happening in the kitchen. Xenia mentioned wanting to make dinner.
You both hear a message from East on your mind that says, I can't talk because my hands are full, but I have tea. Can I come in?
Rosalind will mage hand the door open.
It opens and she's smiling as she passes by the interior window as she walks by and pauses, looks outside with a kind of smile on her face and says, don't look now, but Esther, when you got a second, look into the courtyard. But meantime, chamomile?
Esther's gonna go look in the courtyard.
You see Gariel sitting meditatively in front of the monarch, topless, with his shirt tied around his waist, in a look of furious concentration, as it seems like these flames and shadows are flickering around his body, markings all up and down like his soul are. He doesn't really have, but almost like they should be, in this azure blue color, and a purple eye painted onto his forehead. And you get the sense that it wasn't physically put there. That is some representation of whatever magic he's channeling right now. And this deep focus he's in as everything flickers around him, and the monarch simply watching, enjoying the interesting sight. But he is shirtless, well muscled, and channeling powerful magic.
I like how this is what we do to help Esther recover.
Oh, this was happening no matter what happened today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Esther's getting bitch slapped by both emotions at the same fucking time. I swear to God. Girl can't catch a break.
Rosalind and Issa both here as Jade points up to Esther. Just
Esther just very quietly puts a hand over Jade's mouth.
Jade starts giggling.
Rosalind, out of pure curiosity, peeks out the window and then just laughs because she understands. Just
Yep.
Esther. Yep.
You can almost hear he's just smiling. She pours tea and goes, 2 sugars?
Yes, please.
A little bit of milk to cool you off, too?
I hate this.
She pours a healthy dollop of milk into it, puts the cup in front of you and says, I'll take Yen Ben in here, and she passes the bottle over for you to feed Jade. You know, she doesn't need to be bottle fed, but easiest way to give her liquids.
Yeah. Well, sippy cup, pretty much.
Yeah, basically.
Well, if we don't want to go to the kitchen, we could always feign and ask whoever's there to bring a meal here.
I'm having a very lovely time looking out the window, so I would appreciate that.
I'll do so, and I'll feign Xenia because I know Xenia's there. I don't know where Ashta went necessarily, and just... Would you be willing, and Ashta and Fervis, of course, to have dinner in Esther's room? We're not really wanting to move.
Ashta's learning how to cook. Give me time.
Let us know how much time you need.
Ashta, no. Eggshell, do not go.
Apparently there's...
I know you like the crunch.
And back in, like, real speech, there's just to Esther. Apparently the kitchen is... Dinner might be interesting.
Look, if it's egg, it should be spicy, okay?
No, we're not putting spice in it. Rosalind and I don't really handle spice that well.
We're
Issa
white,
could be
Ashta,
eating with us,
please.
and the kids could be having it. We can't have that much spice. Also, there's still an eggshell left. I know with your little hunter live in a hut motherfuckers go, you leave your eggshells in because you don't give a shit. This is cuisine we're talking about.
Pierre in the
You
corner
guys,
is
yeah,
so
you guys hear
laughing.
footsteps behind you as you feel a hand on your shoulder, Xenia.
If it's Pierre,
It's
I have
Pierre.
a sword on my sheath, and you better start running.
And he just looks at you and goes, Xenia, look at me.
Sword out.
Asher looks over like, which one do I shoot?
He just looks you deep in the eyes and just with a very heartfelt, I understand.
Xenia puts the sword away, both hands on his shoulder, and just the most, like, indignant nod.
Yep, and he just nods and says, our competition will resume another day.
Now get the fuck out of my kitchen.
Get out.
I have one request first. And he turns to Ash and just goes, Ashta, what in the fuck is wrong with you?
I had Pierre. I have
No,
the
that
answer.
wasn't for his sake. That was for mine.
Everything.
Puts a hand on your shoulder and just nods. I will leave you to your kitchen now.
Like, it's just like looking down at the bowl with the egg in it. It's like what? Do you take out the breadcrumbs that are too big too?
Ashta, disappointment is not an ingredient.
Oh my god!
Good night.
Listen to your wise friend here.
Now get the fuck out and build your own kitchen
I already
before I
have.
make you.
He
No,
looks
it's-
over, he's like, the wise one emphatically doesn't want you in this kitchen, so why should I take your advice?
He's already walking out.
That's what I thought.
No, motherfucker. Let's talk about using actual garlic instead of that pre-bought garlic powder that you keep getting. And the garlic is so much better when you just crush it.
I know,
Actually, no,
and
no,
he bites it.
We both went the
There was a
same
resounding
way.
crunch through the castle as everyone shivers.
Devin, I love that we were both same braining that one.
Crunch.
So, a meal is prepared. Ashta, go ahead and roll me a cooking check. It is just a wisdom check for you.
Best fuck.
Can I give him advantage?
Oh,
can.
I was helping him.
Alright, can you give me kinds?
No.
Okay,
You get the help and then you get nothing.
18.
18. It's a decent meal. It's better than your first tries, that's for damn sure, Xenia.
Mm-hmm.
But he also
Well-
had an iron-handed assistance.
Well, it's no cabbage on a spit over a campfire.
Yeah, I at least know what actually goes over a campfire.
I'm so glad I'm the comic relief.
It's a fun position to be in.
It's really great. But it's honest work. Just pat on the back. Let's go see if she likes it.
And you guys bring a wonderful quiche meal up to the thing. Ferris, do you join for this meal?
Purvis, you are dragged up either by Esther, who reluctantly leaves the window,
Oh,
or by a
no,
dwarf.
no. Rosalind will leave Esther to the window if anybody has to go find Purvis.
Ferris, did you join? Or Ferris, you back yet? Or? Okay.
Yeah, I'm back. It's just Fervis is like just sort of quietly was like, I'm busy.
Purvis, you need food. And
Just
company.
leave it.
Are you at a point in making or working on this potion that serious harm will be done if you leave it sit for an hour?
You're still at the note-taking stage, Ferris.
I'm still at the note-taking stage. I still need. There's still a lot of work to be done. A lot of
And-
preparations to be made.
And that work isn't going to go anywhere. 1 hour. Come on.
1 hour is 1 hour too soon.
Purvis.
He shuts his fane off.
Oh no, she's there physically.
Ah. Then he's just like, ugh. He's just gonna quietly keep working.
You feel a hand on your shoulder of one of Rosalind's squad who's been working with you this whole time and says, "Son, even we take breaks. You force us to take breaks. We're forcing you. Come on."
Fine.
Let your
Plus, if
mind...
it helps, Xenia cooked.
Okay.
Let your mind rest for a little bit. You'll find yourself coming back to this with new ideas in all likelihood.
Just there's a lot of preparations to go over, and I can't waste time.
Purvis, this isn't a waste. This is a rest to rejuvenate and refresh yourself, to get food into yourself, energy, a different topic on your mind, so that it can reset. Come on.
Can't afford to distract myself.
You can't afford not to distract yourself, I think.
Fine. Not another word. And he's just gonna stomp off.
Just smiles and follows after. Esther's room, by the way, not the kitchen's.
He's just gonna walk in the other direction towards Esther's room.
Yep. You head down there, sit down for the meal. Most of the crew is gathered with Issa and the two kids. 5-10 minutes into the meal, there's a soft knock at the door.
Alright, Rosalind will answer.
Yep, and you see Mahmood and Remy standing there with Tasha in her arms and says, "We were told there was food."
Come in. I don't know if we gathered enough plates, but I can...
We brought some. Mahmood kind of holds up a set of 3.
All right,
Awesome.
there should be enough. Sit down.
You guys kind of sit down and tell stories for a little while. You get a lot of questions from Remy to describe how the fight with the Death Tyrant and the Earth Dragon went.
Xenia does their best little storytelling little thing to just try. They're also just like, fuck, I just gave a heart-shaped quiche to say my heart.
You do get a secondary softer knock at the door, and Sammy just kind of pokes her head and like, "Hey, can I join?"
Go for it.
Come on in.
Kind of take a seat near the door and kind of in the corner.
Xenia just
happily eating the heart-shaped quiche with like it seems like she's very specifically avoided eating the center of it and is eating it like from the outside in.
Aww.
Xenia just like tries to like beckon her over and just like make some room.
She'll shyly join you and kind of lean up against you. And you notice sitting by the window with Esther. We'll leave up to you how conversational you're being. One of the Firebirds is sitting there with you, Esther, just slowly grooming the top of your head.
Hello.
It's, hold on, let me find the right one. I have all the Firebird names. Where is it? And it's Firebird. It is, Avery. The orange Firebird. You know he's a
Hi.
bit more affable than some of the other ones. Just quietly grooming your head.
Yeah, her fire is
Okay.
still out.
Gabriel remains sitting as you guys all enjoy a meal with friends, with the three kids causing a slight ruckus as they're trying to vocalize with it. As always, Jade is randomly pointing at people, and narrating their thoughts. At one point, she points at Sammy, and it's just cute, cute. Oh god, cute, cute. And Sammy just goes like bright red.
Inside check, inside check!
Go for it.
Guidance?
This is a very fast one. No,
17.
she thinks someone's cute. She's been talking to you the whole time, so.
Xenia goes, also red,
Yep.
Hmm.
and just looks to her, just like, nudges her side.
You see Mahmood kind of smile as he'll every once in a while narrate something physical that's happening to Remy and her ear. And you see Remy kind of smile wistfully and look in your direction. Still like a couple inches to the left of where she should be. Xenia.
Even more red, now trying to hide behind Sammy, even though I am 6'4".
And Remy just kind of smiles and says, I know you're blushing, but I can't see it, so don't worry about hiding.
I don't know who you are.
Harsh, but
Who's-
fair.
Who's Xenia?
I don't know who Xenia is.
My mistake, I must have mixed you up for Esther.
Yes,
As I can
completely.
practically hear Esther melting from what I hear is a fabulous sight in the courtyard.
I'm not going to lie, it is.
What do you?
Maybe I'll have to see what it's like myself, although I can't see. Maybe I'll have to look with my hands. She gives like a sly smile.
No.
She says, oh, don't worry, I know that one's yours. I've got my own little mountain here. She rubs Amu's shoulder.
Jesus Christ. Waited 26 years. I'm not gonna give that up now.
Tasha, by the way, seems to be having an absolute blast trying to converse with other kids. At one point, Jade points her hand at Tasha, and just this, like, eloquent speech, but of absolute nonsense. It's like Shakespeare had a stroke. Comes out of her mouth.
Oh my god.
Well, that's interesting.
Remy just starts, like, roaring with laughter as she hears what apparently is her daughter's thoughts.
What did you... I know what you gave birth to and she's beautiful, but what did you give birth to?
I have no idea.
You have very odd children.
Yeah. She kind of goes to ruffle Sammy's head, misses, and just like stick the hand into Remy's tea. Sorry, not Remy.
Sammy?
Sammy's head and into Sammy's tea. And it says, "Oh, that wasn't what I was aiming for." And she starts laughing again.
You're getting closer?
I'll get used to it eventually.
What about, like, familiars? Those exist.
I've got no magical skill. Well, vague, but it's not a spell I know. Maybe so I can find a scroll at some point.
I could teach you.
You can try. I'm not used to the magic, but you can try.
I don't
He's
mind.
gonna, like, faint over to Esther, just like, remember she doesn't have, and just, like, tap the side of the head.
Oh, well, she doesn't have a brain?
Debatable. She's had a lot of brain damage. she's had like 60 concussions in her life, okay?
He just starts, like, cry laughing on Sammy's shoulder.
But the meal is consumed. It's surprisingly good for Ash's first try. You know he cooks like camp cooking, but with Xenia's assistant it seems to have come to a new level. And as the night comes, it reaches about 11 o'clock, nearing midnight. Most of the family folk decide to go get some rest, as tomorrow is the last day before the gathering. And a number of people have plans of just things they want to get going before they're relatively certain the castle's going to be rooted in place for a few weeks. Letters
Well-
are sent. The Firebirds are tried to coerce into bringing letters like pigeons. That doesn't work.
Well, we're cleaning up after dinner. Xenia's just gonna like go to Esther and just be like, hey, so meetings and gatherings and stuff tomorrow, right? So I have a question.
You have a full day before that, but yeah.
Okay.
So are there like cool feasts and like dances that are kind of like cute and romantic?
Yes,
Do you know when they are?
I do.
When?
Why do you want to know?
I would like to.
See the big red eyes of a maternal, sly, overconfident Genasi.
I would like to invite someone.
Sammy?
Don't say your name out loud.
Xenia, there's nobody here. It's just us. And Jade.
Yeah, that's why.
Jade, upon hearing her voice, just kind of goes like, ah! And then
Hi,
points
honey.
at Xenia and goes, I want to kiss Sammy.
Good to know. Light of my life, love of it too. Thank you.
She smiles at the praise.
Maybe just like a little bit on the cheek, maybe lips.
All right. Well, I will tell you this. The gathering is not solely political, and she'll basically give like almost the spiel that she gave to Rosalind, but she will add, there are dances. Usually there's a bonfire every other night or so, obviously to save supplies, but we all pool together resources, and around a bonfire it is customary to have a dance. However, the type of dance does depend on what was discussed that day and what revelations were made.
Oh, so if somebody.
It's my fat baby! Sorry. I haven't seen my dog in like 3 days. Sorry. She just came
No,
down the
Jade.
stairs.
Decided to waddle into the room at that time.
Yes.
Paris kind of walks in, looking full.
Hello,
Oh no,
my
what
dear
happened to the
boy.
horde?
And he just looks up to you, Xenia, and Esther goes,
Oops.
I got hungry waiting to look at that horde, so I started eating mine.
Where have you been getting your horde?
Oh, that's okay.
I ate a lot of it.
Where's it from?
My horde, like the one I've been gathering the whole time. I ate like half of it.
Yeah, but how have you been getting stuff from a horde? Just asking. Have you been?
There are coins everywhere. People don't use them much here. A
Do
lot
you
of it's
wanna
just
lie-
gems I found.
It's okay, lie down. We'll rub your tummy.
Please. Someone inside this dragon! And he flips over onto his back on the bed.
No, I rub his tummy. He do no wrong. He just like starts rubbing his tummy, just like
Belly
okay.
full, head empty.
It's like
The only thing he's more full of than gold is shit.
so I need a really like romantic festival. Just like I want to like try, but I also need to talk to her. Oh, I should ask her tonight. See, she's asleep. But just there's one, right? There's one festival.
Scott, you are currently muted.
Oh, she's
Sorry,
Yeah,
my mom was in
you
the
muted
room.
yourself. There we go.
Sorry, repeat what you just said?
just like so. There's one, right? Just at least one, because I need to go ask her before she falls asleep and trances. Fuck, whatever.
There's more than one, Xenia.
Like romantic one, no?
Yes, there's usually... Well, again, it depends on what's discussed throughout the day, but there's usually about 3 to 4 over the span of a couple of weeks.
Thank you. Just like plants a big smooch on your forehead and just runs out to go find Sammy.
Conrad, out of curiosity, what time of the year is it currently?
It's just getting into about the middle of spring.
Okay, and what time of the month is it right now?
I believe we're at the end of the 5th month. If I'm not
So
mistaken.
there should be a full moon soon?
Yeah, roughly. I
Wonderful.
think it's. Roll me a d4 for how many days away it is.
Brother, you gotta roll that for me, please. I got
Right.
kicked out again.
Yeah, no worries. About 4 days away.
Okay.
Actually,
Uh,
ironically, that seems to be on the day that Gorilla is set to wake up.
I thought that was 3 days.
No, it was. I might have misspoken about when I first said it, but it was basically 3 days into the gathering. It was a total of 5 days he has to meditate for.
Oh, my bad. I thought it was the 3 days leading up.
No. He was going
Okay.
to start with the 3 days, but it's basically the scale of what he has to do is 5 days.
Okay, interesting. That's all I wanted to know. Xenia, wait, before you go, there's something important.
Uh-huh.
In 4 days' time, now that I believe, there will be a full moon.
Xenia, you know exactly when the next full moon is, always.
I know.
That's when the first one is going to be held. Usually it tends on the full moon. I could go into explaining as to why, but I think you have more important things to go ask a certain.
Yeah, I do. Good night.
Good
Sleep
night.
tight. If Pyrrhus gets into any of our wallets, give him a good pat on the belly, but don't tell Ashta.
I won't. Go talk to Simon.
As you're left alone in the room with a snoring Pyrrhus, as he fell asleep very quick with the scritches, and Jade just kind of looking up at you and just says, "Mama's okay now?"
Mama's doing better.
She just places her head against your breast.
Did I say the night before? 2 nights before, Connor.
Sorry, say again?
Did I say the night before or 2 nights before in terms
Said
of
the
when?
night before.
The night before. Okay, good.
That's okay, because you have a different event to do tonight.
What?
You have words to hear.
Oh, great.
So.
Oh,
as
fuck,
you
the last
set-
words. Yeah, you're right.
So, as you settle down to rest, first I ask Fergus, are you sleeping tonight?
He is taking a catnap potion and continuing to work. And for the morning, he is requesting that the alchemist, the Rosalind squad, basically the alchemists, alchemist dwarves, they try and make us as much of a surplus of healing potions as they possibly can.
Sure. So with them doing that, you won't be able to double your hours. So in combination of the time throughout the day and the time throughout the night, you'll have a total of 10 hours on this potion.
10 hours on the invulnerability potion.
Unless you switch your focus to something else.
No, I think I'll just do as much research on it as I possibly can, because I'm
You're
probably
gonna need it.
I'm probably gonna need it. Yeah.
So, you each settle into rest of whatever variety you might.
Can I ask the girl out? Where's the doctor?
We'll get to you after, as
Okay,
people
cool.
are falling asleep at this point.
Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck.
Esther, it's still kind of rough for you to sleep without having Gareel there. So, 20, 30 minutes into the night, you hear a slight cooing sound from your windowsill. You look up and you see Avery sitting there, big eyes, whispering in your fane. He says, "You look solemn."
Could
Lonely.
describe it.
Would you like a guardian while you sleep?
Willing.
I am. I thought the dragon would, but he seems to be resting peacefully.
He's had a bit.
Yes. It's odd, you know. Becoming friendly with dragons. We're so used to fighting them.
Sometimes your enemy.
Wisdom of those who fight the most, I suppose. Yeah. You see him basically using his claws and lamenting the lack of paws or hands. Starts fluffing up the pillows a little bit so that your back is leaning up a little bit. And settled himself basically into the crook of your arm opposite to Jade. Sitting as opposed to being held, but resting his back on you. Paris being asleep underneath your knees as he took up a large amount of space on the bed.
Big boy, big chunk boy.
He large.
He large, he dummy thick.
Jade continues to kind of speak with you in her own stilting way while she falls asleep. Her speech seems like it's aged a few years and a few hours. She's easily speaking with the clarity of like a 5 or 6-year-old.
I don't know how, but we're just gonna go with it at this point.
Weird shit happens with these guys. Part of it's because I can't narrate the whole years of them aging.
Fair. That's fair.
So, as you find sleep, you hear that whisper come back and says, "So, I know your friends usually take care of this for you, but may I witness your dreams tonight?
Why?
Curious what the mind of a humanoid is like."
I was gonna ask her Fane if she can guard against its influence while she dreams.
They kind of give you a question mark. They don't know what it is. They don't know if this is a manifestation of a dream, similar to like a short-term feign. If this is something magical, if this is something purely alien, they don't know what it is. They don't know if they can defend against it.
You may, but on one condition:
Yes.
do not interfere at all.
I don't believe I have the strength.
You're not going to
Sure.
like what you see.
Oh, you underestimate what I've seen in the past. I simply wish to witness something entertaining before I disappear.
I guess Esther will slip into another night.
You do. It's fueled by those hallucinations you had earlier. But there is a certain stability to having a voice almost commentating in the background. It grounds you. It brings it to almost a certain level of lucidity. When things get too bad, you can put a pause on it. Kind of change the flavor of the fear. You can't force it out of a nightmare. But there's a certain level of control to having an extra set of voices there. As you kind of feel the morning begin to approach, you just hear, "It is time." Do you still
Alright.
wish to hear my last words?
I do.
Then know this, child of flames. Us alien beings. We're more similar to you than we are different. You, specifically. You psionics come from us. You were simply a fancy of our dreams, made manifest. We are your origins, us aberrations. Good night. As you feel the void take this voice. And the presence is gone. The whispers have disappeared. It seems whatever lingering effects of the presence of that being have begun to disperse. But in the meantime, Tina, you've got a crush.
Yes.
Na 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 na.
Okay, I see how it is. Just like go into Sammy's room, just like straighten up, gentle knock on the door.
There's a slight yelp and says, "Hold on, getting dressed."
Oh,
She kind of pokes her head out in like night clothes. Hi. Hi. Oh, you want to sleep here tonight again?
Again?
Maybe, but I want to ask you something first,
Sure. And she kind of opens up the door fully.
because I
She's in
know,
bed. She's just like simple clothes.
we're going to be like thirst walking in this little bit. It's like I know we're gonna be stagnant. The castle's gonna be just here for a while, and I
Okay.
know you.
If you're worried about me, I'll be okay. I'm really excited to see what these Genasi. I was always told they're festivals, but I don't think it's what they are.
a lot of meetings, I've heard as well. But
Oh, I'm so curious.
yeah, it's great. They just have like just a smile on their face, and they're like trying to not make it so blatant that they're so fucking happy.
They kind of, you see them kind of get that like distant look in their eyes. Is it just meetings, or to do other
Well,
things? I know the Genasi are festive folks.
There's a lot of like fun. Apparently, there are like some festival, like not festivities, but some festivities. There's like sand surfing. Have you heard of sand surfing?
Oh, vaguely, yeah. It seems so dangerous, but I suppose I have a heal like you around. It should be okay.
Oh, of course, yeah. But I know originally you are here to help with finances and all that, and afterwards you do want to help, like, try looking for, like, asking your hand for your dad and all that with Lentiel, right?
Yeah, and she kind of has this like look where you can tell she's like pulling her mind out of the like the distant business talks and trying to focus on where you're going with this.
Can Xenia do an inside check of just is she putting two and two together before Xenia's gonna say it?
You don't need to roll. Your passive is enough. No, she's not.
Okay.
She's just trying to follow this conversation while she's desperately fantasizing about like the business talks and the potential of what's going to go on.
Yeah, Xenia's gonna slide back to like the talks of like the gathering, just like, well, there are a lot of these bonfires and there's feasts with them.
Okay.
And there's one on the full moon. Oh my god, I'm doing it, guys.
Do it.
There's one on the full moon, and usually those are set to be a little bit more romantic.
Hold on, I'm going to roll for how dense she is.
Please.
She kind of looks at you and just goes, I mean, I'm sure there's some Genasi traders who I could find there.
No,
The answer is Cinderblock.
Oh no. It's like talking to a wall.
do you want to go with me?
Just fluorescent red as a process, and then just like beep, close the door, and just very quiet from this side and says, yes,
You serious?
yes.
Okay. Is Xenia on the other side of the door?
Yes.
Can... I can still stay here tonight, right?
Yeah, just give me like 10 minutes?
Okay, I'll go make tea?
Hot chocolate?
Cocoa, yes, hot chocolate.
Sweet, thank you. Goodbye,
Yeah.
thank you.
Like, oh, everyone's like slowly starting to fall asleep. Just frantic knock on Rosalind's door. Just fading, just like, I fucking did it! I fucking did it!
And Rosalind will answer because Ashta is currently doing like late night training with Wolf Pup before it goes to sleep, I guess.
He's probably in Rosalind's room still, though.
Yeah. But still.
So there's a glance up with a less armored Ashta with a small little puppy in his arms just through the crack in the door.
I fucking, oh, puppy! I did it! I asked her to the, like, a romance feast.
Oh, I thought you gave her that quiche you were talking about at dinner.
I did,
before.
as well.
Good.
I did that too.
Good.
Did that help get things across?
She said yes.
Seems so.
I need to go make hot chocolate now.
Hey, hold on.
How much fire do you think I need to quickly make cookies as well? Like, do I need a fireball? Do you think I should fireball it?
10,000 degrees, 60 seconds?
Xenia, I would
Could I have
say no. Save the cookies for tomorrow.
Hey, you know how to make whipped cream, right?
Yes.
Put whipped cream on top of the hot chocolate and put it in a heart.
You're a genius, Ashta!
I'm just telling you to make the shape of a heart every time.
It's working! He just goes and starts doing that.
Like that's
Roll a
that's
check.
romance
As
is very
Rosalind
hard.
shuts the door,
Yes.
it's just immediate. Seriously, is Pierre telling you all this? And just
Guidance feign for advantage.
Romantic
Go for it.
things?
yes,
That's a horrible roll.
but
21.
It's the best damn fucking hot chocolate you've ever had. Still 21, dude. So with that, relative levels of peaceful nights are had. Excuse me. Furbus tinkering away in his workshop. Esther nightmares, but an oddly contemplative variety. Xenia and Sammy trying to trance, but getting very distracted by the other's presence in the room after a wonderful calming cocoa. And Ashton Roslin, as you fall asleep, the small puppy resting between you, probably halfway through a conversation when the first of you just passes out, relaxed in each other's voice. Garil remains meditating outside, as he has for the past 2 days. Day and a half. Day and a half. Distantly, though you guys can't see it, Mahmoud, Tasha, and Remy do some exercises that Remy's been taking part in, trying to expand her hearing capabilities, but eventually just resting in each other's arms, whispering their thanks that they had the chance to do so once more. As the castle falls quiet, Isa keeping a silent watch outside, as she always does. Yenben, the capable hands of a small crib inside of Remy's room. A pair of, maybe not fathers by blood, but fathers nonetheless, having a mug of ale, peacefully with one another. Not alcoholic, of course. Discussing the daughters, the journeys they're going across. One educating about the meetings soon to come. The other trying to have conversation about the wackiness of his settlement growing, the people he's met, the Genasi who's passed through, trying to put two and two together, but mostly about their daughters, who they're very proud of. Slight mist, which in actuality is just a cloud passing over the castle, through the castle, settles as the night relaxes. Anyone who wishes, who slept peacefully, can make their checks for training, but with that, we'll leave the session.
Good night, y'all.
Till next
Good night.
time.
Till then.
Bye.
Until next time.